It looks like a banner year for Denton Guyer. Quarterback Gerard Hurd is the main man for the Wildcats. They've got the state title in their sights today. Also this afternoon, they'll face the high-powered offense of the Eagles from Georgetown. It's the 4A Division I championship coming up next. Live from Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas, another big day of football. Welcome to the UIL 4A Division I High School Football Championship presented by State Farm. And what a matchup to open this day. 15-0 Georgetown, the Eagles taking on the Wildcats from Denton Guyer. Denton Guyer coming in 13-2. Hi again, everybody. Randy McElvoy alongside 12-year NFL veteran Indy Kalu. Great to have you with us. What a day of football. 3 big state championship games here at Cowboys Stadium. All the hard work has paid off. These two teams are left standing here to try to win a championship today.
You know what? You feel the energy. Like you mentioned, I had the chance to play 12 years in the NFL, but the memories come from high school football. And this is why you sweat it out every single summer so you could get to this position to play for the state championship game. This is awesome.
A large crowd filling in the stadium right now as we speak. As the day progresses, the crowd could reach 48 to 50,000 people. Let's talk about one of the standouts. Let's begin with Georgetown and the man who leads their offense. He drives the bus, Jake Ubanak. He's a senior. Incredible numbers this year.
Incredible numbers. He looks the part and he plays the part. 6'3", 190 pounds. He's that pocket passer, but what jumps out, 458 yards rushing. That means if he gets the pressure, he could also pick up the first down with his legs.
He's had a terrific postseason run. Looks to cap it off with a big finish here this afternoon. Meanwhile, on the other side, let's talk about the Wildcats from Denton Guyer, a playoff regular deep into postseason play for head coach John Walsh, and the man who leads their offense, he's only a junior, Gerard Hurd. He is one of the best.
Not only is he only a junior, he has all the schools wanting him. He's a commit to University of Texas, and he has everything. He's a dual threat. You see the rushing yards. You see the passing yards. Last week, 318 yards against John Tyler.
Yeah, you add it all up for Hurd, over 3,000 total yards of offense, 45 touchdowns. They need another big game out of him. He's got plenty of weapons in the receiving core, also in this Denton Guyer backfield today.
There's plenty of weapons in this offense. Some call it unstoppable. They just score points at will, and it's going to be a tough task to stop him.
Denton Guyer, Georgetown, 4A Division I High School Football Championship. Opening kickoff straight ahead.
Since retiring, people ask, what are you up to, LT? I'm working with kids on character, education, and performance. Through my LT Academy, I'm also involved with an important initiative. If you have questions about the recruiting process, go to Texas High School Coaches Association website and click on the free recruiting webinar icon. This free webinar will educate you on the entire recruiting process. Don't wait. With new collegiate academic requirements, every day counts.
If you and drinks in Texas, DQ just tastes better. And by your Texas Ford dealer. Stop by and find out why the F-Series trucks are the best in Texas. Back live at Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, we are ready for Georgetown and Denton Guyer. Let's begin with one of the members of our broadcast team down on the field, Angela Heyman. Angela?
Hey guys, well, Denton Guyer started off the season ranked #1 in state, but it was a rough go for them at the beginning. They lost their first 2 games to Cedar Hill and then to South Lake Carroll. Cedar Hill will be playing in the 5A D2 championship right after this game, and of course, South Lake Carroll is a perennial powerhouse. It's no coincidence their schedule was that tough. I asked him how those 2 losses played out the rest of the season. He said they played out perfectly. His kids were humbled. They looked in the mirror, they got down to business, and now they're playing in the state championship title game. Ahmad, over to you.
Thank you, Angela. The Georgetown Eagles are riding the state's longest 11-man win streak at 16. But despite their undefeated season, many college football recruiters have visited, but not one single player has been offered an athletic scholarship. But this tight-knit group has used this as motivation, knowing they need one more win to be the best team in 4A Division I and to bring Georgetown their first state title. They'll have all the motivation they need. Back to you, Randy.
All right, Ahmad, appreciate it. Angela will be checking in with both of you throughout the broadcast. What a day. We are excited. Game 1 of 3 today here at Cowboys Stadium. Denton Guyers, Tyler Moody will have the honors. He'll kick it off here this afternoon. Back to receive for Georgetown. Number 4, Matt Sanchez. Number 2, Austin Weston. And we will be underway momentarily. Again, the crowd filing in. We got here early, and the parking lot's already starting to fill up outside of the stadium, Indy, and it's only going to get bigger as this afternoon and evening continues. We are underway here in Arlington. Matt Sanchez will field it at the 6-yard line, crossing the 20. Ball's loose. Denton Guyer gets a hand on it, but Georgetown will jump right on it, just shy of the 20-yard line. A shaky start on an opening kickoff.
Shaky start. There are a lot of butterflies, just like Ahmad Brooks said. This is a chance for Georgetown to take home their first division title. So you expect some of these mistakes to happen early on. And you see right there, you have to cover the ball up with 2 arms when you're about to receive the contact from the defender, especially on a kickoff. You have guys with 40, 30 yards head of steam, so you really have to protect that ball.
All right, there is Jake Ubanak, the senior leader for Georgetown. Again, the numbers: 3,775 yards, 45 touchdowns through the air. Indeed, he's got 3 receivers over 1,000 yards already this season.
And we talk about Ahmad Brooks and all the Division I colleges that have not been able to offer a scholarship yet. You get the sense that Ubanak will have an offer at the end of this season. He's just too good of a player, and his technique's also.
Forward starting lineups. Let's begin up front for the Eagles. Hildebrand, Preston, McCars, Boatwright, and Anderson, your offensive line. They've protected Ubanak all season. Second down, or actually first down after that initial play. Incomplete. Moody, Bedford, Ramos, and there's Austin Weston, and also Randy Neitner as well. Some loaded receiving core for the Eagles. As I mentioned, Bedford, Neitner, and Weston all over 1,000 yards this season. That first completion went out to Ryan Bedford. Second down and 10 now for the Eagles. Handoff goes to Tyler Moody. Not much there. He's stopped by Thomas Ferguson and company. Also some help with Carl Thompson of Denton Guyer. 4 starting lineups defensively now. Up front for the Wildcats: Allen, Pickering, Thompson, and Ferguson. It's a good group up front. Linebacking core: Singleton, Belton, and Taylor. Third down and 7 now for Georgetown. Ubanak, nothing downfield. He'll keep it, crossing the 40 to the 47-yard line before he's tripped up by DeMontre Taylor and Marcel Thomas.
And this is what we talked about during the opening. He wants to beat you with his arm, but when he sees the lane open up, he has enough athletic ability to get forward and fall forward and pick up the first down.
Georgetown doesn't waste much time at all taking that snap. Took that one off quickly. Ubanak to Austin Westland. Good pursuit by the Wildcat defense.
Right, very fast-paced offense. Not only does it throw us off, but it throws off the Guyer defense, and that's why they do it. They don't want their defenders to get comfortable.
That was Terrence Belton, the middle linebacker, number 24, in on leading the stop for Denton Guyer. Flag down on play.
On the offense, 5 yards, repeat first down.
And that happens time and time again when you run one of those quick offenses where you don't get in the huddle. You have that illegal shift because they're so quick to try to get the play off.
Rest of the forward starting lineup defensively for Denton Guyer: Tavi Sanchez, Will Sanders kind of leading that secondary. Hand off, it's Tyler Moody again, his second carry. Tackle made by Terrence Belton. Moody's a pretty good story too, with all these weapons offensively in the receiving core. Indeed, here's a guy, Moody, who's quietly approached 1,000 yards coming into today with 913 and 10 touchdowns.
And he also kicks the ball, so very versatile athlete right there.
We saw that Georgetown has the longest winning streak at 16. They failed to make the playoff last year, but won their finale. And in 15-0 this year. Ubanak on the move. Just shy of a 45-yard line, brought down by Terrell Singleton and Trey Woods.
And as you watch the replay, he sees that he doesn't have a wide receiver open. I think he still had more time to go through his progression. He was a little too antsy. He needs to stay in the pocket more and let his receivers finish their route.
Third down and long play. Ubanak, intended receiver was Bedford. Coverage on the play by Trey Woods, so 8 on 8 there. So Denton Guyer, first up defensively, will force the punt for Georgetown.
And though it wasn't a 3-and-out, this was a minor victory for the Geyer defense. When you have the two offenses that you're going to see today, they're known for scoring a lot of points. So on the first series for the Geyer defense to bring out the Georgetown punter, that is a minor victory for that Geyer team.
Tommy Sanchez and DJ Breedlove back for Geyer to receive the punt from Trey Hicks. Pretty good weapons there for Geyer. That one will go out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it. Now around the 22-yard line. So Denton Geyer, after a 35-yard punt, will get their first look offensively. And much like Georgetown, a high-powered offense, same can be said as we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. The Wildcats can put up yards and points in a hurry.
And yes, they can, mainly due to that gentleman right there. They have a lot of weapons on this offense, but the story is Gerard Hurd. Last week, 318 rushing yards, and he could also toss the ball a little bit.
That came against a shootout with John Tyler to make it to the state championship game. First down play again from the 22-yard line. Hand off to DJ Breedlove. Not much there. Take a look at the Ford starting lineup now if we can offensively. Up front for the Wildcats, Morris, Craston, Copian, Barrett also your right tackle. Breedlove, Maki, Jefferson, Thrailkill. Keep an eye on these guys. Learn these numbers. We'll be saying them a lot throughout this ball game here this afternoon. Second down and 7. Little pressure there on Hurd, but he gets away crossing the 30. He's got running room out of bounds. After a nice pickup there of 17 yards by Gerard Hurd.
And watch the right defensive end, number 32. He does a great job beating his offensive tackle. This is what makes Hurd so dangerous. When you have a very good defensive play by the defensive end, that should have been a tackle for a loss. It ends up being a first down for Geyer.
Again, University of Texas commit, only a junior, so you're looking at 2014 for Gerard Hurd. Longhorn fans will enjoy watching him if that commitment holds true. Breedlove, not much there. Tries to turn that left corner. He's met by 3 Georgetown players, Boone and Chico Martinez, number 3, in on the stop for Georgetown. 4 starting lineups defensively now. You've got Barnes, Neiman, Rickerson, Drummond up front. That defensive line for Georgetown. Mursky, and then Chico Martinez, your weak side linebacker. Good secondary as well. Colton Hain helping lead the way along with Brandon Boone, Hicks, and Alexander. Second down and 10 now from the 43-yard line. Hurd, plenty of protection there across the middle. Well, nearly dropped, but hauled in anyway by Ellis Jefferson. Nice hands by the 6'3" senior.
And credit the offensive line. We're going to talk a lot about the skill position, but look how comfortable Hurd was in the pocket. He never received pressure, and the offensive line did a tremendous job keeping him safe in the pocket, and you have to like the catch.
Here are the numbers this year for Ellis Jefferson, 720 yards. Big target, as I mentioned, 6'3". First and 10 play from the 36. That's Breedlove, close to the 30-yard line. Picks up 5 yards. Second down and 5 now. It's early when you talk about all the pressure, Indy, of a state championship game. I mean, they've played in big games to reach this point, but there's something about walking into a stadium like this, seeing the big crowd, the big spotlight, the big stage that you're on. You got to settle down quickly, though, don't you?
No, you have to settle down quickly. And like you said, Geyer, they've been here before. 2 years ago, they played Cibolo still in the 5A championship game, so they're veterans.
Gerard Hurd over the middle. That's Ellis Jefferson. Colton Hain on the coverage, but right on the money from Gerard Hurd. Touchdown, Denton Geyer.
Gerard Hurd says right there, I'm not a one-trick pony. Everyone talks about how he can rush the ball, how he runs, but he's also very efficient and accurate as a passer.
Take a look at it again. Good protection. Hung in there right over the middle. Hain got that hand in there just a split second too late.
Not bad coverage by Hain, but when the ball is perfectly placed, it makes it an easy catch for the receiver.
One after attempt for Denton Geyer. Up and good. That's Brad Grimms with the point after. So Gerard Hurd and Ellis Jefferson and the Wildcats of Geyer are on the board here at Cowboys Stadium. As we go to break, here's a special message from State Farm. touchdown pass. Take another look at it from Gerard Hurd, ND. Good protection over the middle to Ellis Jefferson.
Good protection, good pocket. And what I like about the throw, Ellis Jefferson never had to break stride. Like I said, it wasn't bad coverage, but the ball, the placement was right where it needed to be. And as you see Jefferson, he didn't have to slow down. You see it time and time again, regardless of level, whether you're talking about college, NFL, the receivers have to slow down and catch the ball. But Hurd put that ball where Jefferson had to speed up to get it.
6 plays, 78-yard scoring drive, 217, 31 yards on the touchdown passes. John Walsh looks on. He's been in these big games. Remember a few years back, of course, his son, J.W. Walsh, now at Oklahoma State. Led Denton Guyer here to the state title game.
And Georgetown defense, they've been known to have a strong defense. In the last 5 playoff games, they've only been giving up 19 points, but they haven't seen an offense like this yet.
Kolas Urbani with the kickoff for Denton Guyer, out of bounds around the 6-yard line. Sanchez took a look at that, let that one roll out of bounds.
Got a free kick out of bounds. On the kicking team, 5 yards, free kick.
And though this game is early and you never want to say this is a must-score series, this is a more must-score down. When you're playing a team like Guyer, when you're Georgetown and you're down 7-0, you really want to put something on the board, whether it's 3, whether it's 7. You want to respond to Guyer's points with some points, not just for the sake of getting points, but to get that confidence and keep that momentum on your sideline.
Well, stuck with what got you here.
Exactly.
You can't waver too much from that after a long season. You know what worked and what did not. What was successful for your football team to make it to this title game. So after the kickoff out of bounds, Urbani will re-kick. They push it back 5 yards. Back to receive again for Georgetown. Number 4, Matt Sanchez. Number 2, Austin Weston. Georgetown missed the playoffs last year. Finished 6-4, winning record. They won their last game, and of course 15 this year, which has led to a 16-game winning streak. Sanchez will field it around the 10-yard line, crossing the 25, shakes one tackle, out of bounds, just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll mark it at the 29. So Georgetown will get their second chance offensively. Denton Guyer defense. Their offense gets so much attention. Early on, they struggled, indeed, giving up 54 points a game in that 0-2 start. But since then, just under 20 a game and a 13-0 run for the Wildcats.
And like they mentioned, that was a humbling experience. They played 2 powerhouses early, then they've gone on to win every game since.
Umanak, big room up the middle. Down at the 40-yard line. Brought down by Connor Allen, defensive end, senior for Denton Guyer. He didn't hesitate there, didn't see anything, but he saw that gaping hole right up the middle.
And he shouldn't have hesitated. You talk about vision with running backs. Quarterbacks also have that vision to understand when to run the ball.
Out to Randy Neidner, another 1,000-yard receiver. All 3 of these receivers that went over 1,000. There's a flag down, by the way. All 3 of these receivers are seniors that went over 1,000 yards this season for Georgetown. Listen into the penalty call here.
Illegal block in the back. On the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
More information on the receivers. Here they are. Ryan Bedford, Randy Neidner, Austin Weston. I mean, look at that. You got 3. You don't see that very often in the high school ranks, but 3 guys over 1,000, 14, 15, 13 touchdowns for Neidner. What a year they have had. First and 17 now. Handoff goes to Tyler Moody. He's tripped up by Terrell Singleton.
And that's disciplined defense by Guyer. When it's 1st and long and you're playing against a prolific quarterback, you're thinking pass, but they did not go away from their assignment up front. They stayed in their gaps, and they didn't allow the run play to serve as a trick play and pick up a lot of yards.
Well, Singleton's made several big plays already in his first couple of drives. With his defense, pass is caught from Umanak. That's Randy Neidner. Tommy Sanchez, free safety on the stop of Nightner.
And it seems like a simple pass play, but what makes it impressive is Ubenak is throwing on the run. As you see him roll out to his right, left of the screen, he throws the ball on the run and puts it right where it needs to be. Those are the signs of big-time quarterbacks. Never breaks for stride, Randy. He just throws it on the run. It's as accurate as if he's standing there still.
Yeah, Ubenak last year, 2011, fourth game, went down with an ACL. So rehab and come back with a banner year. Pass is caught. Big hit. But Ryan Bedford holds on. Shalacy right there. John Shalacy, really. We heard that one all the way up here.
We heard it. He never fell. It looked to be some sort of blown assignment. He had a defender on him. Then the defender went up to play the short pass. And Ubenak saw his wide receiver wide open, and he hits him.
First and 10 from the 31-yard line now for Georgetown. Ubenak rolling left, looking downfield. Nothing there. Brought down at the 32. Nice play by Terrence Belton.
And what I like about that play right there, when he fills the alley to stop the run, he doesn't break down. He just tries to run through Ubenak, and he understands, hey, if I miss him, I need to miss him to the outside and make the quarterback run to the inside because that's where all the help is.
140 tackles this season. One interception for Belton, flagged down.
Holding on the defense, 10 yards, first down.
Moving off Geyer, they'll move it on down. Another 10 yards. They'll push it now to the 21-yard line. So the Eagles knocking on the door, down a touchdown here in the first quarter. Ubenak escapes trouble there in the pocket. He's brought down by Terrell Singleton.
That appeared to be a designed run as you watch the replay. He looks down just to fake, then he comes outside to the back. The way he tucks the ball, and he wasn't surprised about having to run, it feels like it was a design play.
Number 4, second down and 6. Tyler Moody again. Shalacy, John Shalacy, the strong safety for Geyer with the tackle. Keep Moody busy.
And this is what Georgetown wanted. They wanted to get back into the red zone. They wanted to have a chance to put up points and answer Geyer's drive.
First and 10 now from the 11-yard line. Pitch out to Austin Weston. Turns the corner. Weston in for the touchdown for Georgetown.
Nice cutback run. He was showing that he was going to the sidelines, and what he did, he saw the alley, and he put his foot in the dirt, in the turf, since we're at Cowboys Stadium, and headed upfield, and there wasn't anybody touch him until it was too late. Look, he's showing that he's going. He even has us fooled. He shows that he's going all the way to the sideline, but then he sees the alley open up. He sticks that foot in the turf, and he takes it up the field.
Austin Weston, 10 touchdowns coming in. That is number 11. Of course, it's a big one. Ties this football game after this extra point. And we are indeed tied at 7 apiece. 3:44 to go. First quarter, point after from Austin Stevens. So a big answer for Georgetown after you get no hole, because a lot of people think this could be a shootout today.
Right, people think
don't want to get buried too early.
You don't want to get buried early, and Coach Jason Dean, he has to be happy with his Georgetown offense to be able to answer Geyer. And like I said, you see him stick his outside foot in the dirt when he notices the lanes open up. You talk about running backs, you want them to have quickness, strength, speed, and vision. He showed a lot of vision right there on that play.
There's Austin Weston, high fives from everybody. Everybody's smiling on that Eagles sideline. Now even at 7 apiece. Big day ahead here at Cowboys Stadium. Of course, 4A Division I, this one underway between Geyer and Georgetown. Game 2 today. Around 4 o'clock, 5A Division II state championship. Cedar Hill, the Longhorns, set to take on the Tigers from Katy High School. And the nightcap, 5A Division I, 8 o'clock, Allen and the Redskins from Houston Lamar.
You're calling many of these games, Randy, aren't you?
I'll be here. I won't be leaving until about 11 o'clock tonight.
Well, after this game, I'll be in the stands with a hot dog listening to your voice call these games, and I'm looking forward to watching all 3 of these games. This is a heck of a lineup.
Just what a great atmosphere here on state championship day. All 3 days, actually. It began on Thursday. Crowd already on the second level here at Cowboys Stadium. It'll continue to grow. Austin Stevens with the short kick. And good coverage there by the special teams unit of Georgetown. A good field position coming up now for Geyer.
Right, good coverage, but when you look at the up back catching the ball, when it's a short kick like that, all you hope for is that you catch the ball, secure the ball, and don't fumble it, because those guys aren't used to catching the kickoffs.
There's Gerard Hurd, touchdown pass to Ellis Jefferson. 31-yarder got the Wildcats on the board. Georgetown has answered back. Wildcats, though, will begin this drive on their own 35-yard line. Hand off to Richard Whitaker. He's got open river on that right side, brought down by Jace LaKyle, who makes a tackle for the Eagles. Toss down to the sidelines. Check in with Angela.
Thanks, Randy. Well, Denton Geyer head coach John Walsh has coached some great quarterbacks. His son, J.W., actually plays quarterback at Oklahoma State right now. I asked him how Gerard Hurd compares to some of the other quarterbacks that he's coached, and he told me that Gerard did exactly what J.W. did growing up. J.W. was a ball boy on the sidelines. He was a ball boy for guys like Kirby Freeman and Jarrett Lee, and he said he learned from some of those great quarterbacks. They told me that Gerard was a ball boy for J.W. He spent all of his time in J.W.'s hip pocket. He learned how he needed to act. He learned what it meant to be a great quarterback, and that's what the coach said that they will continue to do. They'll continue to bring middle schoolers up. They'll have them be ball boys in the sidelines, and hopefully he'll continue to produce great quarterbacks like Gerard. Back to you guys.
Hey, great info. You start them early, get them around the program, make them feel comfortable.
Is that legal, Randy?
Hey.
If we're talking about it, then it is.
Yeah. You see that in a lot of programs that, well, the helmet comes flying off there, pulled off.
Especially in these smaller communities, you're right. You see that these middle schools, these elementaries, even Pop Warner, they run the exact same system as the high school team. So when the young players come up through the ranks, it's just secondhand knowledge. They understand the system like it's in the back of their hand. You see that in a lot of these communities. Katie, which you'll be calling later on today, they do the same thing.
Well, they wear the colors. They feel like they're a part of the program, and just being around it and learning how to act properly there on game nights. What it means to be a Geyer Wildcat. Hurd on the keeper there. And that'll move the chains. Another first down for the Wildcats. So rushing numbers, over 2,000 yards indeed from Gerard Hurd, 30 touchdowns. You got Breedlove over 1,000. Whitaker over 1,100, approaching 200 or 1,200, 19 touchdowns. Serious weapons here for Geyer.
They have a strong running attack.
All right, nothing downfield. Gerard Hurd feels the heat, and he is shoved out of bounds by Colton Hain. Again, good coverage from the secondary of the Eagles.
And the same could be said about Georgetown's quarterback, Jake Ubanok. When there isn't anything, they don't just throw the ball away. They'll pick up some yards using their legs, and it might be a 2-3 yard pickup, but it's so much better than a sack, and it's so much better than incompletion. That's why both of these quarterbacks are so explosive, and they're so valuable to their team.
No question. Ubanok and Hurd both have a firm grasp of the system and a lot of experience under their belt. Hand off again. That's going to be Richard Whitaker. Averaging 7.7 yards a carry this season, Richard Whitaker.
And right now, Geyer is showing so many different options. They're showing you beat them with the arm. They're showing the passing plays. They're running to the left, right, up the middle, using the quarterback. You just don't know who to defend. It's an arduous task for the Georgetown defensive coaches to figure out what plays to call to stop this explosive offense.
First and 10 from the 24-yard line now. Hurd dumps it off. That's Ellis Jefferson. Inside the 20-yard line. Tackle made by Mason Alexander, senior cornerback for the Eagles.
I'll tell you what, that Jefferson wide receiver looks like a Division I athlete right now.
He's verbally committed to Arizona State. He's a senior, and good numbers, good size, of course. 8 touchdowns, 725 yards entering today's game. Big target there. Second down and 3 now. They'll mark it on the 17-yard line. Hand off Whitaker. see where they mark it. That's going to be a close call there on the first down. Let's see if it's inside the 15. And it is. The chains will move. Another first down. Gerard Hurd and company. Patient offensively. Hurd's got the job done already today on the ground. And Brown, Ellis, Jefferson. Several times here in this first quarter. Well, he fakes the handoff there to Whitaker, but he is met and brought down by J.W. Barnes.
And J.W. Barnes does a very, very nice job of staying aggressive on that blitz. He doesn't try to break down to get the sack. Because when you break down against a player like Hurd, he's going to make you miss. He just continues to come, attack the upfield shoulder, and don't give Hurd a chance to juke you.
J.W. Barnes, 6'1", 212-pounder, came in Indy with 13 sacks. That's number 14 now on the season, and 27 tackles for a loss. This guy makes plays. Second down at 14 now. Hurd over the middle. Pass is caught inside the 5-yard line.
And once again,
Kershaw with the reception.
Hurd keeps that ball in front of his receivers where they don't have to stop to go back for the ball. They continue running their routes. He does a nice job leading them.
We're out of time. First quarter. Quarter number 2 straight ahead. Denton Geyer knocking on the door. Right now we're tied at 7 here at Cowboys Stadium.
Cowboys Stadium, where it is locked at 7. And we all know, we heard Angela talking about Gerard Hurd and his extreme athletic ability. And I heard some special instruction from the Georgetown sideline. They said you must flatten him out and take the proper angle. And last but not least, tackle, because this young man, if he gets to the second line of defense, will make you pay. Indy, I know you know a little bit about that. And Randy, back to you.
All right, Ahmad, thank you.
And when you talk about flattening him out, you want to make him run east and west and not give him a chance to go north and south, because obviously that's where the yards are. So if you have good angles, you have good pursuit. Every team in Texas, they start practice with what is called swarm pursuit, and it teaches the defenders what to do, what angles to take when you're going after a guy like Hurd, and that's what he's talking about, flattening him out. Make him run flat, make him run east and west.
Third down play. Gerard Hurd on the keeper up the middle. Touchdown, Geyer.
They didn't flatten him out. He flattened that defense to put his head down and fall in. He's showing strength there. I love when you see these guys show all the different characteristics of what makes them great. Look at this. It looks like a simple play, but he puts his shoulder pads down, and he has a good block from his guy up front, but he uses his strength to push his way into the end zone. But credit Mackey, his fullback, for getting some push on the defender also.
Nate Mackey, a junior. Brad Grimm's in on the point after attempt here as we open up the second quarter. Point after is up and good for Denton Geyer. The Wildcats strike again. Gerard Hurd. Nice little power run inside, runs him over for the touchdown, and it's a 14-7 lead now for the Wildcats. All right, enter the State Farm Fan Up sweepstakes for a chance. Get this in a Ford F-150 pickup. Not bad.
That's what I have.
We're giving away an F-150 this weekend and another one in the spring. You can enter right now using your cell phone. Just text the word FANUP, F-A-N-U-P, to 35350. Another way to enter is to visit the website texas.statefarm.com. There's a look at it right there. Enjoy the games and the memories that will last a lifetime, and maybe you will walk away with an F-150. How about it?
While you're reading it, I just texted in, so hopefully I'll win another F-150.
Something tells me we're not eligible. I don't know. Just check.
Speak for yourself.
Eagles mascot, Worth's in today. Andy, they hopped on the buses this morning. Nice little 3-hour drive.
I was a little surprised when I heard that. Now, I understand high school, they don't have the same budget as universities and obviously the pros, but a 3-hour drive then to get on the field and try to stop a team like Geyer, I really thought and assumed that they would be coming in the night before.
Yeah, Katie, I know, is driving in from the Houston area today. And Houston Lamar actually came in last night. They're playing the last game tonight. Good Geyer will kick it off. And Bringing it out will be Matt Sanchez for Georgetown. Good pursuit by that Wildcat special teams unit. They're all fired up. Georgetown will start their next series buried deep at the 11-yard line.
Good pursuit and good lane integrity. When you're running down on kickoffs, it's so easy to get out of your lane as you chase the ball. You really want to make sure all 11 of your guys, 10 if you're not counting the kicker, are spread throughout the entire field, the width of the field, and that's what Geyer was able to do on that kickoff.
Georgetown will get it back. There's Jake Ubenak off to a good start. Just a great story if you follow Georgetown football. And, you know, these kids, they suffer these injuries. He had the ACL last year in the 4th ball game, and you got to battle your way back. You got to rehab. You got to get ready for the next year, and he has done that, and he's put up phenomenal numbers. Ubenak on the keeper, crossing the 15-yard line. Denton Geyer leading 14-7 early in the second quarter. All right, pleasure to be joined by the executive director of the University Interscholastic League, Dr. Charles Bryant. Always good to see you. Day 3 of state championship football.
A lot of excitement, Randy. We really appreciate all the coverage and the excitement that we've had the last 2 days. It continues on into Saturday.
Talk about what goes on in getting involved. There's so many moving parts to putting on an event like this. You got an excellent staff. You walk around the field, you see everybody wearing the UIL gear. Everybody's got a role to make this happen.
Well, it takes a large number of people, but of course the cooperation of Cowboys Stadium to help make this happen. The TV production and all the things that we do with Fox. It's been a wonderful experience the last 2 years. Continues to bring out the best in high school football. It gives us a chance to celebrate all these great students and coaches and their fans.
3rd down play, Ubenak. Complete to Ryan Bedford. That'll be a 1st down for the Eagles. So you got one venue for the state championship, and we get a look at the beautiful layout here at Cowboys Stadium. What kind of feedback have you guys and the staff received from players, coaches, fans as they've experienced this?
Well, the amazing thing, Randy, is that even the teams who come here and don't go away with a gold medal have great experience. And the fact that we have all these games here and this fabulous facility, and all the fans from across the state can come and watch a state championship caliber game. It doesn't matter who wins in that respect, that we all win because we all get a chance to be a part of it. Certainly every team that comes in here wants to win the state championship, but just having this opportunity to play in front of this big crowd and to bring all the fans from across the state into one venue to watch these games, I think is a marvelous thing for all of us.
What I enjoy seeing too is just how much y'all roll out the red carpet for these teams and make it a memory that will last a lifetime. I mean, they've worked so hard to get to this title game, but just the organization, the way they're brought in, the buses, the locker rooms, I mean, that's something they all kind of soak in. They soak in the entire experience.
Well, our athletic directors will tell you it really is a nice thing for them, because up to this point they've had to arrange all these things and to find stadiums and make all the arrangements.
Austin Weston's got running room down that right sideline. Will he be knocked out of bounds? Touchdown, Georgetown. What a run by Austin Weston.
They said we were going to see a lot of offense today. We've seen some great plays through the air and on the ground. 57-yard touchdown run. Take a look at it. Austin Weston around that right side, running room, and he turned on the Jets here, Indy. Turned on the Jets, but he showed patience. He got behind his lead blocker. Then once he cleared the way, he turned on the Jets. So you see patience, vision. You see the characteristics. These aren't guys that are just athletic. They're playing smart, instinctive ball as well. Well, you expected, before we let you go, big crowds throughout the day. This is going to be a lot of fun, and who knows, we could set a record today when it's all said.
Well, we hope to, and that's not what we set out to do. What we did was try to put this together so we could showcase high school football. I think we've done that. I hope the fans are pleased with it.
Always good to catch up with you, Dr. Charles Bryant,
Thank you, Randy.
Executive Director, University Interscholastic League. Great job. All right, we're tied at 14. Coming back to Cowboys Stadium. Back at Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, we are tied 14 apiece. Georgetown and Geyer back and forth opening quarter. And the spark plug for Georgetown. Second touchdown of this football game. Austin Weston capping it off on that 57-yarder. 6 plays, 89 yards. Took just a minute 36. And Weston is a guy who knows how to find the end zone. Coming into this game, he had 371 yards rushing with 10 TDs, and he had 965 yards receiving with 13 TDs. So he is no stranger to the end zone. Short kick again, so good field position coming right up now for Geyer. The Eagles defense got a lot of attention and well-deserved. Indeed, they allowed just 10 points per game. And they just got to run to the ball. They said we line up right. We're not loaded with superstars. We line up right. We run to the football. But all season long, they have held up. But perhaps their biggest challenge, slowing down this Geyer offense today. First down play goes to DJ Breedlove. Patrick Tobin on the stop for Georgetown. There's Tobin. Didn't start today, backup linebacker, but he's been in there quite a bit already this afternoon.
And you're talking about flattening out the runners for a Geyer. That's what they want. They want them to go east and west and never have those lanes develop to allow them to stick their foot into the ground and go upfield. And that's what Georgetown did on that play.
Take it down in 14. Pass intended there for John Pershaw, but hit the turf first, falls incomplete. So a third down and long coming up now for the Wildcats.
And now you're seeing the momentum shift to the Georgetown side, not just on offense, but this defense is starting to believe in themselves, believe in what got them here, and they're starting to get a little more aggressive going against Hurd and the Geyer offense.
There's Hurd's numbers, 5 of 6 for 76 yards, 31 on the ground already. Adding to that touchdown total at 45 entering today. 2 more this afternoon. Hurd, nothing downfield, forced to scramble, crossing the 30. He's going to be a little shy, I think, of that first down. We'll see where they mark it.
And initially, the defensive line for Georgetown, they do a good job staying in their lanes, but after time, the lanes break down. Hurd does a good job figuring out where the holes are. But initially, you think the front four, they did their job. The defensive ends, they stayed in containment, and the guys in the middle, they were getting up the field and not getting pushed around. But when you have that much time, eventually, holes going to open up.
4th and 1 now. They're going to go for it from the 40-yard line. That movement there on that from Georgetown. No flag. Play clock winding down. And a timeout's going to be called here by Coach John Walsh and did Geyer. Talk this one over. 4th and 1 for the 40.
Timeout.
Well, you got to feel like your chances of high percentage play here. All you need is a yard.
All you need is a yard, and you have some great runners in that backfield.
Go down the sidelines. Check in now with Angela Heyman. Angela?
Yes.
Hey, Randy, thank you very much. Right now, I'm joined by Coach Ken Purcell. He is the Denton ISD Director of Athletics. Coach Purcell, thanks for being here with us.
You bet. It's an exciting game.
And Coach, you were talking to me about it. In the last 13 years, a Denton school has gone to at least the state semifinal games 10 times. That's incredible.
Well, we got great kids, great community. It's been a great winning run for us.
And Coach, tell me a little bit about the athletes that you have. There must be something in the water. There are tremendous athletes on this team, you know, particularly quarterback, wide receivers, unbelievable group of kids.
Well, Denton has always had athletes, and we felt blessed by that. It's a very supportive group. There are some very gifted athletes that come through the Denton ISD. There's no doubt.
Well, thank you very much for being here with us. Enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Randy, back to you.
All right, Angela, good to see him. And, yeah, what a run for Denton ISD, huh?
Oh, to be here 2 years
track
ago.
record. Yeah.
Yes.
Good football played up in that area. All right, so Denton Geyer has talked it over. Now they're going to punt the football. Or are they? Fake punt for the Wildcats. Again, ball is loose right there. They needed 1 yard. Denton Geyer signaling that they recovered, but Georgetown saying, no, wait a minute, we got it.
You're taught that. You're coached that. Always say that your team has the ball. Try to influence the refs.
Yeah, it looks like Geyer may have recovered that football.
Question is, did he recover it with enough yards to pick up the ball?
Nate Mackey took the short snap there. And that's when the ball, he tried to mark it down. That's when the ball came loose when he was brought down on the tackle. And I would think he's got enough here. It's going to be pretty close, though. Spread some chains out here. And yes, indeed, that's Enough for a first down for the Wildcats.
That's a gutsy call because that's not considered 4-down territory. But I guess when you have a player like Hurd and the rest of the running backs and Maki, you decide to go for that play. But that was a gutsy call being where it was on the field to go for the 4th and 1.
Out to the 41-yard line. New set of downs for Denton Geyer. Hurd in trouble in the backfield. He is going to be brought down. That's Brock Drummond, senior, defensive end for Georgetown.
And when you play these option offenses, every defender, they have somebody that they're supposed to take. And Drummond, he didn't fall for the fake because that's not his assignment. On that play, his assignment is a quarterback. And they teach you, hit the quarterback whether he has the ball or not. And he did a good job not being faked out by the dive.
Loss of 5 on that play. Pushes it back now to the 36-yard line. Hurd over the middle. Ellis Jefferson near midfield. He's going to be brought down by Jace LaKyle. Nice dump off there from quick release from Gerard Hurd.
What's special about this catch, that's an easy catch, but Jefferson understands he's in the area where you usually have those big collisions, and he didn't get the alligator arms. That's why a guy like that is going to play Division I football next year. He's not afraid of contact.
You sense the heat coming on in midfield, don't you?
I would have just put my hands down and stopped.
Come on, you're a big guy. You can handle that. You took enough hits, right?
I gave.
Yeah, you gave more than they were delivered to you.
Exactly. It's a little easier.
Jace LaKyle again on the stop.
And what Ahmad Brooks talked about is coming to fruition. Make Hurd run east-west, flatten him out, don't let him get upfield. You see it on this series. The Geyer offense isn't scoring, or they're creating those big downs where they're picking up 15, 20 yards. They're picking up small yards because they are going east and west most of the time.
Another 4th down play for Geyer. 4th and 3. Hurd's in trouble. J.W. Barnes right there again. His 2nd sack of the afternoon.
We talk about the stars on the offensive side of the ball. You talked about J.W. Barnes earlier, and now he's showing how valuable he is to this Georgetown defense.
Again, came in with 13 sacks, 2 today, increasing his total to 15. Talking with head coach Jason Dean earlier this week about, he was emphasized to see the sack total today. He couldn't believe it. No scholarship offers from this as well.
I'm sure that will change after this game.
When you're watching the kid, just for example, J.W. Barnes, these numbers speak for themselves here. Georgetown gets it back after holding there on 4th down. Jake Ubanak, smart play, throws that one away. 7:05 to go first half. Tied at 14 here at Cowboys Stadium.
During the recruiting progress, there's so much there's so much attention on the blue chips, the guys that you read about every single day. But these are the guys that end up making the bulk of teams. I will be shocked if Georgetown doesn't have any players after this game get off the scholarship.
Austin Weston, nothing there. That's DeMontre Taylor right there to make the stop. Little help from John Schlacey as well.
And the difference, that's the same play that Austin scored on earlier. This time when he stuck his foot in the ground to go upfield, there wasn't any daylight. That's the difference between that, losing yards, and the score earlier in the game where he stuck his foot in the ground, got upfield, and there wasn't anybody there to touch him. That lets you know that this defensive team, they understand coaching and they take to coaching.
3rd down and 10 now for the Eagles from the 34-yard line. Ubanak, pass is caught. Nice catch there by Randy Neitner. Kept the foot in bounds. Coverage on the play from Trey Woods.
And right here, we talked about it, how accurate Ubanak is while he's running. He never stops his feet to throw that ball. He puts that ball only where his receiver can catch it, and his receiver does a heck of a job making sure he's in bounds.
Nice conversion on 3rd down for the Eagles. Hand off to Austin Weston. Tries to cut it back. Inside the 20.
typically you run that play to the wide side of the field, but it just lets you know that with this Georgetown offense, it doesn't matter where they are. They're confident in their runners, they're confident in the blocking, and they're confident in that cutback that they'll run a play that's supposed to be a sweep to the far side. They'll run it to the short side.
Not much there for Tyler Moody up the middle. Run into Connor Allen. Defensive in there for Geyer. Tyler Moody's one of those tough runners. Gets the tough yards. Not afraid to go in between those tackles. 5'11", 190-pounder. Just a junior for the Eagles. Third down conversion attempt coming up. 3rd and 3. False start, I believe, coming up against the Eagles.
False start. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
And for that many offensive linemen to jump, you wonder if that's the center that didn't get the snap count right. When you have both guards and your tackles jumping and the center still there, you have to think that he was the one who made the mistake.
They push it back 5, 3rd and 8 now. They need to reach the 12-yard line to move the chains here. Over the middle. Looking for Austin Weston. Got his hands on it. He's looking up. He knows he should have brought that one in.
Yes, that's where you go to your quarterback and say, sorry, my bad. I should have caught that ball. He put that ball right where it needed to be placed. And you have to wonder if he felt that safety coming to touch him.
Well, right there he saw Terrell Singleton, number 7, and John Schlacey as well. You can kind of sense that. All it takes is a split second to get you out of football. So field goal attempt now coming up for Austin Stevens. Well, that's going to be short. That was a 20 or 37-yard field goal attempt. A little short there from Austin Stevens. So Jason Dean and the Eagles will give it back to Denton Geyer. We're tied at 14 here. 5:01 to go. Second quarter. Cowboys Stadium at Arlington for a Division I.
Do you love high school football? Then check out nextlevelathlete.com, the only website.
Ritter and Randy Rogers, they'll be in studio. A lot to recap, including the last couple of days. And we'll look ahead to what's in store for the rest of the day and evening here at Cowboys Stadium. And also talk plenty of recruiting. Of course, Randy Rogers, one of the gurus when it comes to recruiting across the state of Texas and regionally and nationally. So we'll get his insight. Some of these great players we're seeing here at Cowboys Stadium since Thursday, and some of the guys that are out there looking to make decisions.
You know, there's going to be about 50,000 people here watching these games. There's going to be a couple of hundred scouts. There's going to be a couple of those Division I AA teams that are wondering why Ubanak has not been offered a scholarship yet, wondering why JR, the defensive end who's been making plays already, why he hasn't been offered a scholarship. So I'm guessing that there's some scholarship waiting for them after this game.
We saw it the other night in the 1A game I did Thursday. Hagan Hutchinson from Stanford. Tremendous numbers, good size. And you know, the word was after that performance he turned in, incredible night in the victory over Mart. You know, there were some people that had been watching across the state and region saying, who's this kid? Right. I want to get more tape on this kid. So it's a big platform when you're on here. You got a lot of people watching you across the country. First down now. It's marked on the 34-yard line for Geyer. Uh-oh. This handles the snap. That's going to be a turnover, and Georgetown is going to jump on that and recover the football. Whitaker and Hurd not on the same page on that handoff there.
Not on the same page. It looks like the snap was bobbled. As we get a chance to see the replay, there's definitely, like you said, Randy, they weren't on the same page. I believe Hurd felt like he was supposed to receive the snap and hand it off, and Whitaker thought it was going to be a direct snap the way he just took off in the path of the snap. Either way, it's a huge mistake, and now Georgetown has a chance to capitalize on it.
First turnover of the football game goes to Denton Geyer. So Geyer's defense has a task of trying to stop Georgetown here. Ubanak in trouble. And he'll stumble towards the 30, back near the line of scrimmage.
And I've been in this situation. Geyer, their defense, they're saying, let's hold them to 3. You never want to give up points, but when you give up the ball in your own backfield, in your own where you're defending your end zone, you're telling your rest of your defensive mates, hey, let's just give up 3. Don't let them score whatever we do.
Connor Allen on the stop there for Geyer. Brings up second down. Give him 1 yard. So second down and 9. Ubenak out to Austin Weston again. And Weston drops that one too. He had that one over the middle.
That's 2.
That's a couple for Weston. You don't see that too often from him. Number so far on the afternoon, 6 of 11 for Ubenak, 80 yards. Also 37 on the ground. So after the turnover, Geyer trying to make the stop here on 3rd and 9 from the 30-yard line. Ubenak to Randy Neitner inside the 20, 18-yard line. Pickup of 12 yards on the play. Stop made by DeMontre Taylor.
And big play. Both of these quarterbacks are doing a good job leading their wide receivers. I felt like the cornerback was giving them too much of a cushion on a 3rd and 9. Either way, they took advantage of it, and now Geyer has a first down. Excuse me, Georgetown.
Ubenak. That's Austin Weston. Well, he went upstairs to get it. He's only 5'6", but it jumped right up there. Good hands there on that play.
5'6", they threw that ball like it was for somebody who's 6'6", and he catches it at his highest point, and he makes up for those 2 previous drops.
So the Eagles knocking on the door once again here. Tied at 14. Approaching 3 minutes here. First half, Cowboys Stadium. Ubenak, little seam, and he'll be brought down around the 2-yard line. Stop made by Terrence Belton.
A nice call, taking advantage of the big, strong quarterback. Again, we're talking about high school football. He stands 6'3", 190 pounds. You see him run over guys, and he's falling forward. I like that call, and it keeps the clock moving.
Still a little short of the goal line. They're close, though. Georgetown averaging 424 yards of offense per game this season. 3rd and goal now. Inside the 1-yard line. Ubenak takes the handoff. Flag is down. Touchdown pass. That's Randy Neitner. But again, we got a flag down. We'll see what that's all about. That'll be offsides coming up.
They're still celebrating as if it's on Geyer.
Yeah, I believe it is on Geyer. I think it's an offsides call. So Jake Ubenak, we take a look at it.
You see him lined up in the neutral zone.
Yeah, it's Terrell Singleton. Ubenak to Randy Neitner on the touchdown pass.
And right there, Coach Jason Dean for Georgetown. He's taking advantage of the accuracy of his all-star quarterback as they miss the
missed extra point, but let's take a look at his touchdown again.
Right, all day I've been talking about how he's been able to stay accurate during the rollouts while he's running, and they take advantage of that in the red zone.
Take a look at the brackets, the road to the championship game. Look at the top half in the quarterfinals. Indy, victory for Geyer over Birdville. Then the shootout, 57-53 victory last week against John Tyler to advance to the championship game. Bottom half, Georgetown beat a very good Nederland ball club. Larry Newman's team there out of Nederland, they got a deep run this year. And then Roush High School out of Leander ISD. Cedar Park out of Leander ISD. Played last night in the 4A Division II state championship. And Georgetown took out Roush to advance. There were 2 head coaches. 2 coaches, by the way, that actually know each other. Little story here. John Walsh, of course, on your left, and Jason Dean on your right. They played together at McMurray University, 1992-93. Walsh was a receiver. Jason Dean was an offensive lineman, so they crossed paths. They've known each other. They've been friends for years.
Awesome story, and that's what makes these days so special when you talk about Texas high school football and the playoffs. There are always stories where people cross each other's paths, and it makes the games that much more intense.
Short kick. And Breedlove off his right leg. That'll go out of bounds. There's Randy Neitner capping off a 7-play 69-yard scoring drive. Didn't take long, minute 53. Short 1-yard touchdown catch from Jake Ubenak to Randy Neitner, one of his 1,000-yard receivers on this Eagles offense.
When you have sure-handed guys like they have, you don't mind throwing the ball when it's only 1 yard to go for the touchdown, and you have an accurate passer. This is going to be a very interesting game to see how it plays out because both these teams have settled and they're both taking advantage of what got them here.
Well, Geyer with 2:16 to go first half. Gets the football back, down 6 after that missed extra point. Pass attempt across the middle, had John Pershaw there for a moment. Made a dive, came up empty. Brings up second down now. Clock stops, 2:11 left.
I'm impressed with Georgetown's defense. Early in the game, it looked like Geyer, looked like Hurd, and the rest of the guys were going to be able to run all over him. But like I said, you get those butterflies out after the first series. In Georgetown, they started to settle down, and they started to take advantage of the defensive players that don't get much press when you talk about Georgetown football.
Rod Hurd over the middle. Wow, looking for Ellis Jefferson. And look who nearly picked it off. Jace LaKyle got a hand on it. He probably saw the football, saw that end zone in front of him.
He saw the football, he got in the throwing lane, and he just put his big mitts up and said, you know what, Jefferson, not today, not on this play.
Threw that left hand up there, knocked it down, and good heads-up play by LaKyle. So, 2 back-to-back incomplete passes, so very little time has come off the clock here. 3rd and 10. Geyer looking to convert, and that was nearly picked off by Mason Alexander. Good job on this Eagles defense here.
Good job, and they continue to target Jefferson, and you can't blame them, but they're doing a good job of playing zone and man-to-man coverage on different plays. He's blanketed. We call that being blanketed by the defensive back.
Ellis Jefferson, the intended receiver, so Geyer forced a punt. And they're going to get great field position with plenty of time to work with here, indeed. Matt Sanchez, number 4, back close to his 40-yard line. Tanner Hunt will punt it away for Geyer. He's standing right now at his 8. Sanchez will field it at the 40. Tries to get to midfield. He does. Into Geyer territory. So look at that. Minute 38 to go. They got something to work with here. That was a 39-yard punt, 16-yard return. All right, some keys to victory now from John Walsh, Denton Geyer. Some keys to the victory if they want to hoist that hardware. Continue to win the turnover ratio. They've been successful in that area. They got to play punishing physical football. That's been really the mantra of Geyer football over the years. And they've got to play very special. He's talking about the special teams making things happen. Keys to victory from John Walsh. All right, minute 36 to go. Quick dump out there from Ubenak to Austin Weston.
And with the punishing football, you know, he's really speaking to his defense. When you go back to the last 5 games, the Geyer defensive team have given up 33.8 points a game, and that's something that you cannot have in this state game.
Well, you look at the replay, you got to wonder, his knees never touched the ground.
No red flags in high school football, so they may have gotten away with one.
Yeah, we saw a touchdown last night for Lancaster as well. Loose ball right there. Let's see who recovers.
Looks like Georgetown fell on it.
It's a scrum down there. We'll find out. Yeah, it looks like Georgetown did recover. That would have been a costly turnover, an opportunity here to put some points on the board. Clock ticking now, 50 seconds and counting. Geyer has 3 timeouts left. I'm sorry, 2 timeouts. Georgetown has 3. Pass intended for Neitner. Trey Woods in company. Good coverage there from Geyer. Somebody got a hand on it there. And take another look at this one. Yeah, right off the numbers there, Neitner.
That's a pass you have to come down with, but as they say, it might have been too much mustard, but I don't want to say too much because Ubenak put that ball right where it needed to be. You have to look that ball in, catch it with your hands and not your body. And right there, he tried to catch it with his body and with the power of the ball, just bounced off his chest.
Timeout called by Georgetown, so they're down to 2 remaining here in the first half. 2 for Geyer. And a nice shootout, 20-14. Georgetown trailed early, and Geyer went up on the Hurd 31-yard touchdown pass to Ellis Jefferson. It's been back and forth ever since. Austin Weston with a couple of touchdowns for Georgetown, and then the most recent one, Ubenak to Randy Neitner, but they missed the extra point, making a 6-point game here.
And I feel like the first touchdown for Georgetown was the most important. Now, they all matter when it comes to touchdowns, and you sense the confidence, you sense the momentum going and shifting back to the Georgetown sideline.
Fourth and 6 now for Georgetown. Trying to convert here. Ubenak, all kinds of time, looking downfield. Little contact there. We got a flag down around the 15-yard line. He was looking for his receiver, Ryan Bedford. Coverage by Trey Woods. There was some contact there around the 15 where the flag came down. We'll see who they call it against.
Good call by the refs.
Yeah,
he's pulling him.
It's going to be on Trey Woods.
And it was trying to hide it. You see his left hand down early, pulling him before he has a chance to go after the ball. But you know what?
Pass interference.
Credit the Georgetown offensive line. Ubenak had all day to throw the ball, and you saw that he got nervous feet because he expected there to be pressure. There never was pressure. When you have that much time, you're either going to have a completion or a pass interference call.
First down play, now 27 seconds left. Austin Weston out of bounds.
And on this drive, it's not just a game of points. It's also a game of field position and time of possession. You want to keep Hurd and the rest of that Geyer offense on the sideline, and that's what Georgetown's able to do during this last drive. Yes, they need to get that score. They want to get that score, but you also want to keep that quick score threat off the field.
Ubenak looking for Neitner. Schlacey on the cover, stops the clock with 19 seconds left.
And that's one pass I believe Ubenak would like to have back. He had somebody open, but he threw it a little bit too high to try to make sure it wasn't intercepted. But I feel like he was open for a split second, and that's why he's hitting himself in the helmet. He would like to have that pass back.
All right, Eagles trying to strike here. Go to the halftime break with more momentum. Ubenak, he's got a seam up the middle. He is going to be met by Terrell Singleton. He took a big hit right there, and Ubenak slow to get up. Matter of fact, he's still down.
And he sees the lane open up. He sees the defender jump off, and when he sees that defender in the air, he decides to take it. Nice, tough run. But the last thing you want to see if you're at Georgetown is this stud of a quarterback laying on the ground injured.
Terrell Singleton delivered that blow on Jake Ubenak. Trainers are out to take a look at him. That would be a big setback if this is serious. He's still down right now. And what if they just could maybe knock the wind out of him a little bit?
I was just about to say that you hope that that's all it was. It's painful. I've had the wind knocked out of me, but you see his limbs moving and he's sitting up, which is cause for both sides of the stadium to clap because you don't want to see any of these kids receive any of those injuries that are going to knock him out for the entire game. So you're hoping that he maybe just had the wind knocked out of his system. And that's a scary thought. When you can't breathe for about 2 or 3 seconds because you receive one of those big hits, a lot of things are going through your mind. So hopefully he'll be able to shake it off and get back in the game. That's a good sight. He's not limping.
There are the numbers for Ubenak. He's a tough kid. 10 of 17, 112 through the air for the touchdown. Very good sign there. Georgetown crowd on their feet.
You know what?
Quiet there for a couple of moments.
I expect the Geyer crowd to be clapping as well, and the Geyer players, because there's so much respect for each other on this field, and you never want to see an injury. Now, you talk about knocking certain guys out of the game to make your job a little bit easier, but you never want to see these young men get hurt, especially what could be the last game of their lives for some of these players.
Brent Ellerby is listed as the backup quarterback, number 9. We'll see if he indeed comes out. Looks like he is. Actually, Bedford Well, I know Bedford's going to trot on out. We'll see who the quarterback. Yeah, it's going to be Brent Ellerby. He's a senior. So first and goal here. Ellerby. Well, looking right there for Bedford. Coverage on the play from Trey Woods. Another flag comes down. And he was just smothering Ryan Bedford. The ball was underthrown, so they caught a break here.
It was good, aggressive play call. And like you said, the ball was underthrown, and that is a penalty. That's a good call. You have to allow the receiver a chance to catch you. You can't make contact before the ball even gets to him. So that's what I'll call a good play, good call by the offensive coordinator to go with your backup and go attack your cornerback in the end zone. Because I was expecting them to run the ball.
Well, right off the bench, Brent Ellerby trying to finish this drive off. 5 seconds left here. First and goal, but you better strike here.
Strike quickly.
Or you're going to run out of time. Pressure on Ellerby. He'll throw it up. Incomplete. Flag down again. Flag is down again. Pass was intended for Noah Douglas. And Sanchez looks like he might be flagged.
He definitely made contact early. That's a tough call, Randy. Because the defensive player also has a right to the ball. And the question is, was it incidental contact? Not according to the ref.
Yeah, his microphone's not working, but it is pass interference on Tavi Sanchez. Take a look at it again. There's Noah Douglas.
Noah has a fistful of Sanchez's jersey.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Well, Sanchez also had his left hand pulling the jersey, so.
Always got to go with the offensive guy.
Give them the benefit of the doubt, I guess. Pulling and tugging for both those guys. All right, so clock is at 0. This could be the last play of the first half. Unless we have another penalty, which we do.
Now, if it's on the offense, that might be the final play.
Well, John Walsh pleading his case. He doesn't like it. Yeah, it's an offensive penalty. Should the first half end on that?
That's what I thought. But that's why I'm up here and not down there.
We'll see if we get clarification, but Austin Stevens being allowed for a field goal attempt. It's up and good. .23-yarder is good from Stevens. John Walsh right now wants a word with that officiating crew. He wants to understand that a little bit better. He'll walk off with him. He wants an explanation. 23-14 lead for Georgetown. Let's toss it down to the field. Check in with Ahmad. Ahmad?
Coach Jason Dean joins us of Georgetown. It's been an exciting first half, but right there at the end we see your quarterback, Jake Hubenak, go down. It looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. What have you been told?
Man, he's a tough son of a gun. He's going to be all right. He'll be back.
Well, it also is about this defense. You go back, you look at it, you get, of course, the fumble recovery, a big fourth down stop, and also there, a 3-and-out. Talk about the performance of your defense in the first half.
Man, our defense has been great all year long. They still got another 24 minutes to go. We'll get in there and make some adjustments. These are two heavyweight teams slugging it out right now.
What's your message for your squad at the half?
Just finish it. Finish it. It's been a message all year long. We got to finish.
Thanks. Thanks for your time, Coach. We appreciate it. Guys, back to you.
All right, Ahmad, appreciate it. Field goal late here to wrap up the first half by Georgetown. 23-14 lead. Been back and forth. Both teams were ready for a big shootout in the second half. Halftime activities coming up. Message from your Texas Ford dealers. UIL Championship coverage is brought to you by State Farm. Visit texas.statefarm.com to score the ultimate VIP experience. By DQ, for the best tasting treats, eats, and drinks in Texas, DQ just tastes better. And by your Texas Ford dealers, stop by and find out why the F-Series trucks are the best in Texas. Your updated score from Cowboys Stadium here in Arlington. Geyer and Georgetown 23-14 lead. Eagles on top after that late field goal to end the first half. Randy McElvoy, Indy Kalu with you. We are in store for what should be an exciting second half, and what a finish. Take a look at some of the highlights, but a wild finish here in this one in the first half.
Wild finish, and I'll tell you what I'm surprised about Georgetown's defense. They've been able to keep Geyer in check. I understand 14 points and a half is not holding or stopping their offense, but I was expecting much more for Geyer and J.W. Barnes and the rest of that Georgetown defense. They've done a good job keeping Hurd in check.
Yeah, Barnes already with 2 sacks. Take a look at some of the highlights. Plenty to show you from this first half. Again, quick start for Geyer. And, of course, Mr. Hurd over the middle to Ellis Jefferson.
We saw that early on, and we expected to see much more. He did a good job making sure Jefferson didn't have to break stride to catch the ball.
All right, Georgetown answered back. Austin Weston, 11 yards on that keeper. Tied the ball game at 7 apiece. Really just kind of getting started. More from Geyer here.
Right, and right here, Hurd shows that he's also a strong runner. Puts his shoulder pads down and bulldozes his way into the end zone.
All right, it was a 14-7 Geyer lead. Eagles strike back. It's Weston again. Look at him, shakes the tackle. He's quick. He showed why here, and he rambles 57 yards for the equalizer. We're tied at 14 apiece here at Cowboys Stadium. Then the go-ahead, Ubenak to Randy Neitner here. Made it 20-14, and that led down the stretch now. Ellerby in because Ubenak had gone out with the when he was knocked loopy a little bit, had to leave the field, and incomplete pass, so no time expired on this play. So people are saying, wait a minute, shouldn't the half have ended? But because no time expired, that's why they were allowed to kick this field goal.
So it sounds like the referees made the right call on the field.
Well, John Walsh, head coach of Geyer, walking off with the officiating crew, pointing to the scoreboard. He wanted an explanation, so we'll talk to him momentarily. Quarterback comparison now, and again, we'll hopefully get some more news on Jake Ubenak because they need him back on the field here, Indy.
Yes, and when you look at the comparison, the one thing that sticks out, Gerard Hurd, 35 yards rushing and less than 100 yards passing. Those are not the stats we're used to seeing, so credit the Georgetown defense.
All right now let's toss it down to the field. Angela Heyman. Angela?
Well, Coach Walsh, what was the explanation you got from the head official going into halftime after that field goal kick?
About the blown call or the extra play? Both of them, you know, it was both had their hands on them on the pass interference. Should have been a no call, but it was. We'll live with it. And the other one, they just said it's a college rule on a 10-second runoff, not in high school. We need to implore that rule.
Okay, Coach, and obviously Denton Geyer been here before. You've had some tough games all season. A tough game against John Tyler last week. You pulled that out. What did you say to your team in the locker room to get them going for the second half to get the win?
Yeah, this is not a tough game. It's a good game, you know, and we're in the middle of it, so we're gonna pull this thing out. Don't worry.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Appreciate it.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Angela, thank you for it. First half stats, Indy. Total yards, 225 for Georgetown. They hold Geyer. I mean, credit this Eagles defense because very few teams can hold Geyer down. They've held him to 160 yards.
And 3 sacks, and you can't say enough about the Georgetown defense. We were talking all about the offense, all about the skill position players for both teams, and to be able to hold Geyer to only 14 points in one half and to keep their star running back quarterback under 100 yards passing and rushing, it looks like Georgetown defense came to play.
Both teams starting to make their way out. Georgetown back on the field. Jason Dean, head coach. Of course, confident at the end of the first half that his quarterback Jake Ubenak would be okay, so we'll find out here shortly. He took a big hit there, and we think maybe got the wind knocked out. I mean, he's a little shaky there as he was helped off the football field, but he was able to walk on his own.
And if it's not a serious injury, I expect him to be back. You see him walking around. He's out there. This is a quarterback. This is his last game. They have a chance to make history for Georgetown. Georgetown has never won a state championship, so you have to believe that Ubenak is going to find every ounce in his body to get back out there on the field.
And there's Ubenak right there. Appears to be okay. Big second half for the 4A Division I state championship. Yeah, I think after that he's okay.
Yeah. I can't even do that when I'm healthy, so I'm sure he's fine.
Yeah, John Walsh didn't seem too concerned. He knows what his football team's about. 23-14 lead, though. We kind of saw both offenses, how quick they can strike. Right. So if you do get down, both teams are dangerous. They can get back in a hurry.
And keep in mind, Denton Geyer, they had been here before. They lost their first 2 games. Then just last week they were down to John Tyler with minutes to go, and they figured out a way to come back and win the game. So Denton Geyer, they're not thinking to themselves, oh, what are we going to do? Woe is us. They've been here before, and that's why you saw the confidence, or you heard the confidence from Coach Walsh when he said, don't worry, we'll be back in this game.
Austin Stevens will kick for Georgetown. Back to receive for DJ Breedlove and Trey Woods. And it's going to be a little pooch kick there from Austin Stevens. And that's fielded by number 33, Nate Mackey. So they'll get good field position to open the second half. First half possessions now. Let's take a look at Geyer. Touchdowns in their first 2 series. 6 plays, 78 yards, 10 plays, 75 yards. After that, Adam Downs, the fumble and the punt.
And that's why you thought it was going to be a bar burner, because they've been talking so much about Geyer. Then they start the first 2 series with touchdowns, but the adjustments, Georgetown was able to make the defensive adjustments and keep them in check after the second touchdown.
All right, so they open the second half. They'll mark it on the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 now for Geyer. Handoff right up the middle. That's going to be Richard Whitaker, I believe. Little gap. Found a seam through that offensive line.
Found the seam, ran that in between the guards, and he did a good job opening it up, and he didn't hesitate. He hit it hard, and he fell forward for the positive yards. This is a huge series for Geyer, because Geyer, their offense has lost a little bit of that confidence that they had throughout the regular season, throughout the playoffs, because Georgetown's defense gets so stout.
Pick up 8 yards, so 2nd down and 2. It's Whitaker again. Try to plant that left foot, slipped a little bit. Brought down by Jace LaKyle. Also Matt McCullough in there on the stop. And Whitaker, one of these star players on offense. A couple of 1,000-yard backs in this Wildcat offense. Whitaker and DJ Breedlove. Good weapons there for Gerard Hurd. First down now from the 38-yard line. Hurd, he'll keep it, crossing the 40. Stumbles forward to the 45. And Garrett Nyman will meet him.
And they're not picking up any huge plays, but they're getting nice chunks on this series. They're picking up the 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, and they're moving the ball forward. These are the type of drives where Denton Geyer cannot shoot themselves in their foot with a penalty, or with the, as we saw early in the first half, where they had a bobble snap and Georgetown was able to fall on it. They have to keep everything moving forward.
7-yard pickup by Hurd, so 2nd and short, 3 yards for another first down. It's Whitaker. Well, Whitaker keeps moving. Loose ball. Looks like Georgetown's going to recover the ball. That's Matt McCullough.
And it's
big turnover for Geyer.
Huge turnover. And as much as you want to say the running back needs to keep both arms wrapped around the ball, he has to do a better job protecting the ball. You also have to credit the defense for the sound hit and stripping and going after the ball. That's a great form tackle right there.
Yeah, Brandon Boone, let's give him credit, the strong safety for Georgetown, knocking the ball loose. 2 turnovers for the Wildcats today. And the Eagles, with a 23-14 lead, get the football for the first time here in the second half from the 47-yard line.
And right now, that Georgetown defense, they're tasting it. They're feeling it. They said, we'll be the first crew ever, the first team to bring a state championship home to Georgetown. And you see it, and you feel the momentum staying on the Georgetown side. And they're playing better ball all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
2nd down and 10, handoff to Austin Weston. Crossing the 50, takes a big hit right there from number 24, Terrence Belton.
Big hit.
Singleton there too.
But what he does that they have not been able to do on the other side, he secures the ball, he takes the hits, and he holds on to it. He gets up a little limpy, and we talked about it with Eubank. You're going to need all your skill position players. You don't want Austin on the sideline due to an injury.
Picks up 7, 3rd down and 3 now into Geyer territory at the 46-yard line. Noah Douglas in motion, handoff. That's Neitner on the handoff. A lot of these guys very multiple. You'll see him in the backfield, lined up as a receiver. Singleton with the stop for Denton Geyer. And a first down for the Eagles. Now on the 42-yard line. Alan Moody in the backfield. Ubanak looking for the deep ball around the 10-yard line. That's going to be Neitner. Coverage on the play from DeMarcus Owens.
And Neitner did a good job getting behind to Owens. He beat him. The ball just wasn't there, and you wonder if they were on two different pages because the ball was so out of place. I'm wondering if Ubanek felt that his receiver was going to cut in to catch that ball.
Second down play. Ubanek out to Randy Neitner inside the 40-yard line. Tackle made by Tavi Sanchez. This Georgetown offense, they can just pick you apart, can't they?
Yes, they can pick you apart. They keep that clock going, and they're keeping the ball out of the hands of the Geyer offense.
Third down play here from the 38. 3rd and 6 for the Eagles. Ubanek rolling right. Looking downfield. And it's nearly picked off. That was nearly picked off by John Schlacey right there. Intended receiver was Noah Douglas. He went upstairs and nearly brought that one down.
And you see Schlacey go for the ball at its highest point. It becomes a good PBU, pass broken up. But what you need now when you're down in the state game, those are the type of plays you want your defensive backs to come down with and pick it off. But it does bring up the punter. It brings up a 4th and 6, so Geyer will get a chance to make amends for that fumble ball.
Georgetown will punt it away here. Now fake punt. Eagles trying to advance it. They will. And then some. Trey Hicks read that perfectly. Found the seam on the left side and plenty for the first down for the Eagles. Worth another look here.
That might be the call of the day, Randy, and I think you hit it on the head when you said he read it. That might have been an option punt, and when I say option, you have the option to punt it, or if you see a bunch of green, a bunch of grass, a bunch of yards be picked up, you take it and you run. That was one heck of a call, and the execution was perfect.
16 yards on that from Trey Hicks. Keeps this drive alive for Georgetown. Randy Neitner. Nothing going there for that Geyer defense. Read that perfectly. DeMontre Taylor. Also in on the stop, Trey Woods.
And I'm just amazed at Georgetown. You talked about earlier where they went 6-4 last year, and now they have the hottest streak in Texas with 16 wins. And this is a team that they can taste it, and you feel it, you sense it with the play calling and the way the players are executing it.
Take it down at 13. They lost 3 on that last play. Pass is caught. Jake Ubanek. Marcus Owens on the coverage. But hauled in there by Ryan Bedford. 6'1", 175-pound senior.
He takes that tall frame, gets down low, and catches that ball. And Ubanek does a good job placing that ball where only his wide receiver can catch it, and you don't have that pick 6.
First and goal now from the 9. Ubanek to Neitner. Touchdown Eagles. John Schlacey with the coverage. But indeed, Ubanek laid it right up there for Neitner.
Right up there, even with good coverage because of where Ubanek placed the ball. Look how easy they just make this look. Soft hands, controls the ball. Good call by the ref. He didn't lose the ball until he was out of bounds hitting the ground. They just made that look easy.
Another touchdown for Georgetown. Austin Stevens in for the point after. And 7 more for Georgetown. The lead increases now to 30-14. Still a lot of time left, though, here at Cowboys Stadium. After the turnover, Eagles on the board again. They lead it in the 3rd.
Why is everybody in such a...
And what I like, the punter, Trey Hicks, he sees the gap open up in the middle, and that's what he decides to go, but he has vision like a running back, and as the Geyer defenders are pushed down the line, he changes his path to the outside, and that's why he's allowed to pick up so many yards.
Take a look at it again here and see how this one develops.
And you see that lane
right here.
You see the lane in the middle, but what I like, he has vision to break it outside as the guard defenders are pushed towards that lane, and then he goes upfield for the yards for the first down.
Well done by Trey Hicks. Read that perfectly, didn't he?
And great job by the camera
play too.
Oh, he'll remember for the rest of his life. Good job by the camera crew.
He'll be telling his grandkids one day, hey, here's this fake punt we had here. Randy Kneitner, 7 catches, 49 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day.
By the time he has grandchildren, he'll be telling them that was the game-winning play.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it'll continually change. Another short kick. DJ Breedlove for Geyer. Takes a hit at the 40. He's moving those legs near the 45. So Geyer, again, good field position. Down 30-14. It's time for the Wildcats to try to answer.
And that Breedlove, that return, you saw the intensity, you saw the never give up in that return. If that's the type of attitude and mentality Geyer is going to have to try to mount this comeback, it's not going to be a game that's over in the third quarter. This is going to be a game that lasts till the fourth.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats. They'll mark it at the 44-yard line. A little time left here, third quarter here at Cowboys Stadium in Arlington. Hurd takes the handoff there to Breedlove. Hurd's got running room inside the 40, 30, 25. He's brought down at the 23-yard line. Stop made by Colton Hayne after a big-time gain from Hurd of 31 yards.
And again, we talk about reading the defense. You see the gap up the middle, but he understands where his blockers are coming. So after he jukes the first defender, he heads towards the sideline and gets behind his receivers who are blocking and blocking until the play is over.
Hurd showed off those skills and helped him rack up over 3,000 yards. Nearly 4,000 total yards actually coming in. 45 touchdowns. Just what a phenomenal season he's had, along with this young man, DJ Breedlove. One of the 1,000-yard rushers for Geyer. Came in with a 1,104, 15 touchdowns, 8 yards a carry every time he touches the football. Second down at 6 now from the 20. Geyer trying to answer and get back into this football game. Ball start. Looks like flag down.
Yeah. On the offense, 5 yards. Play second down.
And they'll move it back 5 yards.
And this has been the Achilles heel of the Denton Geyer offense. It hasn't been just Georgetown. Give credit to Georgetown's defense, but with the penalties, with the fumbles, they've been hurting themselves as much as the defender on Geyer's offensive side of the ball.
Approaching 7-minute mark here, third quarter. From the 25-yard line, this is second down and 11 now. Hurd, quick look, he'll keep it inside the 20, brought down near the 17. And Trey Hicks, the young man, the punter who had the fake punt a few minutes ago, makes a stop, starting free safety for the Eagles defense.
And this is a design run, and what they do a good job, they let the defensive ends use their aggressiveness, get upfield, and once Hurd feels the defensive ends on his level, that's when he shoots up the path and he takes the lane that they've given him with their aggressive pass rush.
4-3 defense for Georgetown. They pretty much stick to it. Third down at 3. Hurd will keep. He's got plenty for the first down. 5. Touchdown, Denton Geyer.
Randy, no quitting this team, and this is why you don't count out Geyer until the game is over. They've been here before, and with this quick strike offense, you never count them out.
17-yard touchdown run by Gerard Hurd. No doubt about it. Once he got outside, they weren't going to get it.
Once he got outside, they weren't going to get him. That was the second time they ran that play, and you saw the motion from the offensive line, and you knew where the play was going, but it's one thing to know where it's going, and it's another thing to stop it.
Wildcats are going to go for a 2-point conversion. They're making an 8-point game if they can convert. Hurd did pass. Intended for Ellis Jefferson. Falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion fails, but the touchdown, of course, holds up. And Geyer chipping away at that deficit, now down 10.
just a little bit too high. Jefferson is a tall, athletic wide receiver, but he puts that ball about 6 inches too high.
6:11 left. Third quarter here at Cowboys Stadium. Georgetown leading by 10. Leading Geyer here in the third quarter. Take a look at this play again here, Indy.
And this is the second time you see the offensive linemen shift into what you call an overload formation. And the first time they did it, you saw the running back Hurd just follow those big linemen as they block down. And then they bring in another lineman to have the defensive end break down, and you don't have any containment. And that's why this play has been very successful. And this is the second time they ran it, and another touchdown.
Gerard Hurd taking it in for Geyer. Yeah, it did not take him long to, you're looking at a deficit of 30-14, and we talked about, hey, don't count these guys out. This is a quick strike offense.
You're right, you can't count them out, and when they run the ball, it's almost like a pass because they pick up so many yards with the run. And with the offensive lineman, with the play calling, you just never know what's going to happen with Geyer. But once again, we have to credit Georgetown, their offense, their defense, because they've been pretty much holding them in check in comparison to what Denton Geyer's been able to do all season.
Bola Sarbani will kick it off for Denton Geyer. Matt Sanchez will bring it out for Georgetown. Looking for some blocking help. Out of bounds. Crossing the 30-yard line. So the Eagles back on offense. See if they can add to it here. 23-yard return there by Sanchez.
And Geyer back on defense, and we've been talking about the improvement of the Geyer defense, but they've still given up more points than the defensive coordinators would like to see. This is where you challenge your defensive players to step up. Which guy's going to step up and make that play that gives the ball back to your offense, to Hurd, without getting Georgetown some more points on the board.
First and 10 from the 31-yard line for Georgetown. Recovered after taking that hit in the first half. Deep ball for Neitner, almost brings it in. Got his hands on it.
Got his hands on it. I'll tell you what, Randy, I'm just so impressed with Ubanak and how accurate he's able to throw that ball while he's on the move. That's a catchable ball. I wonder if he lost it in the lights. It just appears that he didn't make the adjustment, and he had time to make it to get to the ball.
Could have lost his footing a little bit, too. Some of these guys I'm noticing sliding a little bit, losing their footing when they're trying to plant on the surface here at Cowboys Stadium. Pass is caught. That's Neitner again. And he's shoved out of bounds by Schlacey.
Excellent.
Around the 40-yard line.
Catch and run. One thing to secure the ball, but then to spin as soon as you get the ball to avoid the tackle and get up the field. Nice individual effort.
29-yard pickup from Ubanak to Randy Neitner, one of the senior receivers here for Georgetown. Kyler Moody's turn. Crossing the 35, brought down around the 33-yard line by Schlacey. Schlacey's been busy today.
Very busy.
Calling number 11 quite a bit. That quick huddle offense here.
Might have been a little too quick for the referees.
Keep an eye on the crowd as it files in. The second level now making its way around the entire building. And it's going to only continue to grow throughout the afternoon. This is nice, isn't it?
I know a lot of people from Houston are driving up as we speak to catch the next two games. So, yes, it's only going to get more crowded.
Ubanak on 3rd and 2. Needed to reach the 30-yard line. Not sure if he got that or not. Stop made by DeMontre Taylor. Here's some of the crowd now. We talk about, you know, of course, a lot of fans see all the blue from Georgetown. And
that's just what makes Texas high school football so special. And I understand they have very good high school football in California, Florida, Georgia, but Texas high school football is second to none, and you see the support these towns get from their fans.
Yeah, some of these communities just eat, sleep, and breathe their football. I mean, towns shut down when it's a game day or game night. All right, they need to reach the 30. I don't think they got it. Geyer defense with a big stop here. That's Neitner trying to fight his way to the 30. But a whole slew of Wildcats there to stop him, including number 24, Terrence Belton. Trey Wood saying, I think we got football back here.
And I just asked, who's going to step up? It looks like the whole front seven decided to step up and stop Georgetown. Now they've put the ball back in the hands of Geyer and Hurd without giving up any points. This game can get real interesting real quick, Randy.
And Geyer defense fired up. That unit needed a big stop. They got exactly what they needed. 4:20 to go third quarter. Geyer fresh off that last touchdown to make it a 10-point game. Looking for more here. They'll begin their drive on the 31. Hurd thought about giving it there to Whitaker. Instead holds on to it. Stopped by Jason LaKyle.
Was it me or did you hear that collision?
We heard the pop again up here.
Yeah, I think I felt it.
And we're on the, what, third level?
Yes.
Actually, above that, we're on the fourth level. We heard it all the way up here. It's a big stadium. I had to count how many levels there are exactly.
This is an awesome stadium.
Yeah, it's a great stadium. Got the big screen overlooking the field, right above the field. And you can't miss anything here. Pass to Ellis. Jefferson. He's got room down that left sideline. Tackle made by Matt McCullough. His helmet comes flying off, but not before a big pickup of 31 yards on the pass play from Gerard Hurd here to Ellis Jefferson.
Watch how all the defensive players converge on Hurd, and it gives Jefferson a lot of room to run before he's touched by the first defender. Nice call, nice execution, and you just see there are no defenders around him because they're so concerned, they're so worried about Hurd and his ability to run the ball as well.
Pass play gets it down to the 36-yard line of Georgetown. First and 10 for the Wildcats. Hand off to Whitaker. Up the middle. He's got room. Inside the 20, down at the 14-yard line. Trey Hicks with the stop before Whitaker. Found plenty of running room. Pick up 24 yards on the run here.
Watch the effort by Hicks. That could be a touchdown-saving tackle. He didn't give up. He was going against Whitaker, who appears to be faster, but he took the right angle and was able to stop him and give his defense a chance to fight again.
Well, both sides on their feet. First and 10 from the 14-yard line. Hurd inside the 10, right up the middle. Touchdown, Gerard Hurd.
This game just got interesting. It's been interesting all day, but now we're talking about a score to give Denton Geyer the lead if they're able to score again. And watch the whole
extra point will cut it to 3, the deficit. See if they go for 2 or not, but Gerard Hurd again found the seam. All it takes is a split second with a kid like this and the speed he's got. They're going to go for the extra point, make it a 3-point game. It's up and it is good. So once down 30-14, just like that, back-to-back series, Geyer has found the end zone. And once again, we've got a ball game. 3-point Georgetown lead now. 3:10 left, third quarter. There's Gerard Hurd catching a breather. Well-deserved, the junior. Again, just tuning in, the verbal commitment. Play for the Texas Longhorns in 2014, class of 14. All right, today's schedule. Got the 4A Division I game going on as we speak here between Georgetown and Geyer. Next up, 4 o'clock, approximately, 5A Division II state championship. Cedar Hill Longhorns and the Katy Tigers will settle it. Then the nightcap tonight, the Eagles from Allen and the Redskins from Houston Lamar. Gerard Hurd has had a spectacular day, involved with 4 touchdowns for Geyer today.
And by his standards, he was off to a slow start, but as you see these highlights, as you see these scores, this is the Gerard Hurd everybody's used to watching play.
They can hurt you so many ways through the air, on the ground. And this Geyer offense has so many weapons. Pick one, somebody else is going to hurt you.
Right, that's what made that last touchdown so hard to defend. When you have running backs like Breedlove, who has over 1,000 yards, and they fake the ball to him, you have to respect it. But then Hurd will take it out and continue to run the ball.
Deep kick. Sanchez brings it out. Thought it was going to go into the end zone. It didn't. Actually bounced back towards him. So he was buried there for a moment. Got a flag down on the play around the 10-yard line. He thought that would easily roll into the end zone. He looked up. He said, oops. Have to feel this thing here.
On the return, illegal block in the back. On white, half the distance. First down.
Legal block on Georgetown, so they'll push this thing back a little bit, and the Geyer players signaling to the crowd to get into it here. Defense trying to make another stop. Start the drive on their own 5-yard line. Austin Weston picks up a couple. Schlacey brings it down at the 7-yard line.
And those are the plays the Geyer defense is going to have to continue to make throughout the rest of this game. When you have these fast skill position guys going to the end zone, going to the sideline, you have to make sure you have that pursuit and not just one man trying to make the tackle.
Losing 4 yards on that, so second down and 6 now for Georgetown. Push it out to the 9-yard line. Give it back out to Weston again. He's met by several Wildcats, including Tavi Sanchez, Trey Woods, Terrell Singleton.
And once again, swarm pursuit, gang tackle. What they're saying is the first guy might miss a tackle like you see here. The second guy might miss a tackle. But when you have that many black jerseys, even with the first 2 guys missing tackles, you're not going to give up that many yards.
Third down conversions, 8 of 13 for Georgetown on the day, 2 of 5 for Geyer. Another attempt here, 3rd and 6 for the Eagles. Juvenak feeling the heat. Down he goes at the 5. Ball's loose. Geyer's going to recover the football.
That is huge.
DeMontre Taylor jumps on that loose ball. Juvenak didn't see that coming.
Juvenak didn't see it coming, and he didn't feel it. He had a lot of time, but the defensive end coming from the left of your screen, he never gives up on the play. Connor Allen does a wonderful job not giving up on his skills, his speed, and look at it. Look at the helmet hit that ball, and you see the big fumble, and that's the type of plays this Geyer defense needs to make if they're going to beat Georgetown today.
DeMontre Taylor, right place, right time, jumps on it, and look at Geyer. They get it back. And they're on the 5-yard line of Georgetown. A touchdown will help them reclaim the lead after trailing 30-14. Gerard Hurd tries to get outside, tries to find the corner, takes the hit, 2 hits, and he's in for the touchdown again.
Wow. They had 10 guys in the box. It doesn't matter. That was one of the finest runs you'll see from the quarterback position ever.
This was an outstanding run. Look at this coming up. How many hits? 1 hit, 2 hits. He's in. What a tough run by Gerard Hurd. One of 5 touchdowns on the day now.
Can you feel the momentum shifting right now as we speak? That it took everything in my power, Randy, for me not to blurt out after that run because we are neutral, and that was just awesome.
227 yards of offense on the day from Gerard Hurd. And that capped off what's already a stellar afternoon. One after, up and good.
You think UT's happy to have his early commit? That's going to be a special player on the next level. But like you said, he's only a junior, so he'll still be playing for Geyer next year.
Down 30-14. They've answered on a 20-0 run. The Geyer stands, they believe. Take another look at this run by Gerard Hurd.
4 tackles.
I mean, he ran right into number 31. That was Mason Alexander. Just flattened him. And it took that last hit. He had the momentum. No doubt about that from that young man.
Tough runner, tough athlete, tough football player.
Well, we talked about it at the top. This is going to be a shootout, Indy. They are not disappointing, are they?
They're not disappointing, and this game is not going to be over until it's over. And now you get the feeling and you understand why Coach John Walsh coming out of halftime with his team down saying, don't worry, we'll win this game. He has confidence in his team, and he's been here before where his team had to crawl and fight back to get back in it, and that's what they've done in this third quarter.
Yeah, on that play we talked about, that run by Gerard Hurd, where he ran over Mason Alexander, and he was shaken up. They're checking him out on the sidelines. We'll get an update for you as soon as we have some information. Carlos Abani again will kick it off. Deep kick. Matt Sanchez will bring it out once again for Georgetown. Crossing the 20, and he's brought down on that play by John Schlacey again. So Schlacey getting it done. That secondary, also special teams. We've called his number quite a bit today. Flag is down around the 34-yard line.
Holding on the receiving 10. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
And you're seeing the tables are turning. The first half, you were talking about Geyer and their penalties, their fumbles, interceptions, and now Georgetown, they're the ones that are causing the penalties. They're the ones that's fumbling the ball away. It just seems like the entire game is changing during the second half.
There's Mason Alexander, who took that hit from Gerard Hurd. Pass intended there for Neidner. Official steps in, says it hit the turf first, falls incomplete. A little underthrown there. There's Alexander. I mean, hopefully he'll be okay, come back in, but he took a big pop there from Gerard Hurd.
Yeah, senior defensive back, you know you want to get him back on the field. This may be his last football game ever, so you want to get your seniors back on the field.
Ubenak, good dump off there to Austin Weston. Stop made by Terrell Singleton. Ubenak early in that first half took that hit, shake it up a little bit, had to come out. See the scoring by quarter. Big second quarter for Georgetown, and Geyer has responded here in the third quarter as well. 3rd and 3. Ubenak takes the hit. Pass is caught by Ryan Bedford. Schlacey delivered the blow on Ryan Bedford.
That's just a good football player all the way around. Nice throw, nice catch, nice defensive hit. But Bedford, credit Bedford for holding on to that ball and giving up his body, taking one for the team. Look at a big hit.
It. Brought it in and secured the football.
And on his way to the ground, you can see his
Personal
body.
Foul.
Whoa.
Hitting a defensive receiver in the head. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
Well, that's going to be on John Schlacey. A little too close there on Ryan Bedford. John Walsh isn't complaining too much, but that was a 19-yard pickup. Now at the penalty, they're in the Geyer territory again. Pass is caught. Great catch there. Who's that? Neidner again? Yeah, Randy Neidner. Coverage, good coverage by Trey Wood, but Neidner stayed in bounds. Look at that.
Look at that, and putting the ball only where his receiver can catch it. And the receivers do a good job coming down with the ball. As you watch this game, you understand why and how Georgetown has 3 1,000-yard receivers.
Under a minute to go here, third quarter. Handoff. Tyler Moody. Big gainer up the middle, brought down by Tommy Sanchez and Trey Woods. Pickup of 11 yards on the play from Tyler Moody. Tough runner inside. I tell you what, he's not afraid to mix it with the big boys, is it?
He wants to get hit. He's like a linebacker with the ball in his hands. He's looking for the contact. He's falling for it. And you see him. You see the way he plays, just a big, strong runner who keeps his legs going until he hits the ground.
We'll mark it now at the 19-yard line. 13 seconds and counting here to end the third quarter. See if they get a playoff here. We're not going to get the playoff. Time will expire here in the third quarter. So Georgetown at the 19-yard line of Geyer. Big lead of 30-14. Now they trail 34-30 as we go to the fourth and final quarter here at Cowboys Stadium in Arlington. Big finish coming up as we go to break. A special message now from your Texas Ford dealers. Georgetown threatening to open the quarter. Let's toss it down to the sidelines. Check in with Ahmad Brooks. Ahmad?
Guys, I appreciate it. And just an injury update on number 31, Mason Alexander, the starting cornerback for the Georgetown Eagles, was bruised up on that last play as Hurd finished him off going into the end zone. Looks like he'll try to get back out on the football field and test it out, but he's certainly favoring that left shoulder. Back to you.
All right, Ahmad, thanks for the update. Get a shot of him here on the sidelines, getting worked over and checked from the training staff. Smiling a little bit, so I think he's ready to get back out there.
I think that's a grimace. I'm not sure that was a smile, but
he smiled before that. I don't know if somebody was telling him a joke or what. No, he seemed okay, though.
The fact he gets to play football, that's why he smiled.
It's a state championship. It's going to take a lot to come out of the football game. We had a kid the other day had a hand and wrist problem. He stayed in there anyway, led his team to a victory. Ubinak brought down by Thomas Ferguson, number 17 of Geyer. So fourth quarter brings up a 3rd and 7 now.
And Ubinak actually had a lane, but because of Thomas Ferguson's speed, that lane closed up and he wasn't able to pick up big yards.
Picked off there. Ubinak going for the end zone. Will Sanders with the interception for Geyer, stepped up, made a big play right at the goal line. Ubinak forced that one just a little too much.
Forced it, and like you said, right at the goal line. So what that does, you're thinking that Georgetown was at least going to get 3 points out of that drive. It takes away all the points, and it gives Geyer the ball back.
Take a look at it again. Will Sanders right there. Pass was intended for Ryan Bedford, underthrown, and Sanders right there for the pick. A 29-yard return, I might add, after that interception.
And those are the plays where you talk about defensive players either making PBUs, passes broken up, or interceptions. And like I said, that takes points off the board because they were in field goal range.
Another turnover. This one to Georgetown, so Geyer gets it back after a really impressive third quarter for the Eagle defense with the challenge of slowing these guys down.
And the Georgetown defense, they've been talked about throughout the year, the success that they've had. This is where they need to talk to each other and say, look, we're only down by 4 points. It is very important for us to stop them on this drive and not fall into the whole momentum shift, momentum change, because Georgetown has a good opportunity to stop them and get their offense back in pretty good field goal position.
It's a defense that's made plays when they counted all season long, averaging, giving up 10 points a game. Deep ball. Ellis Jefferson to the races. 10-5, touchdown Geyer.
Might have pulled something on that.
Yeah, Jefferson inside the 10 came up limping a little bit. Don't know if it's a hamstring, some kind of cramp, but what a touchdown strike from Hurd to Ellis Jefferson, the 6'3" senior. 71 yards. Right about there, he comes up.
Right.
Look, right, that left looks like maybe that left leg. Could be a little cramp there.
Could hopefully it's a cramp and not a pulled hamstring.
They'll stretch him out. He'll gladly trade it for a touchdown any day. 71-yard touchdown strike, just like that. Geyer hits pay dirt. Big third quarter. They start off the fourth in the same fashion.
And I talked about it earlier. Both these quarterbacks have been doing a good job leading the receiver. He had to slow down, but he never had to stop his route to go back to the ball. That's the difference between a long touchdown and a long completion. Credit Hurd for keeping that ball in front of his wide receiver.
Well, Jefferson, the big target, as we told you, 6'3", verbal commitment to Arizona State. Had 47 catches for 725 yards coming in, 8 touchdowns. second TD reception of the afternoon here in this one. 2 plays, 70 yards. 47 seconds is all it took.
And you see him with the water. That makes you think that it is a cramp and not a strain or a pull, which gives you confidence that he will be back in the game once they get him hydrated.
How about this now? A little stat. Down 30-14. 27 unanswered points now by Geyer.
That's what they've been coming to be known for, these dramatic comebacks. But with 10 minutes left in this fourth quarter, 10 minutes, 35 seconds to be exact, with the type of offense Georgetown has, the thought on that sideline, the battle cry is, we can get back in this.
Golas Abani will kick it off for Geyer. Matt Sanchez and Austin Weston again back for Georgetown. Abani's kick. A good job on kickoff today. Sanchez in the end zone will take a knee for the Eagles. Have been held in check offensively. Defense struggling. Time for them to deliver the answer here. Get back in this football game. 16-point lead is gone. They now trail by 11.
How things change in Texas high school football to go and be down coming into the second half, and now you're up by 11 for the Denton Geyer and their fans. It just lets you know how exciting this football team is and the quick strike offense.
First and 10, they'll mark it at the 25-yard line. Ubanak to Western at the 40. Escapes the trouble. Midfield. Takes a hit, and down he goes into Geyer territory. Brought down by Tommy Sanchez.
When you have players like Austin Weston receiving these balls, you can never count out the team. Both these offenses can score at any time. And watch what he does after the catch.
31 yards on the pass play from Ubanak to Austin Weston. Ubanak saw the pressure, wisely threw that one away. Stops the clock, 10:16 to play. Still a lot of time. The way these teams, or especially Geyer of late, has scored. Georgetown certainly has the potential of doing the same here. Second down and 10 now. The 44. Oh, the middle. Look at that catch. Austin Weston hauls that one in. He just reached out with that left hand. Somehow maintained control and brought it in.
Maybe the best 6-yard catch of the game, of the weekend. Just uses one mitten to bring that in. Nice athletic play.
And many of these guys on this Georgetown team, talking with head coach Jason Dean, no scholarship offers, so got a lot of talent out here that could probably help some universities around the region across the state here. Deep ball. Ubanak. Neitner. Touchdown Eagles.
And we've said it, this game won't be over until we see 4 zeros, because both of these quarterbacks, both of these offenses can score from anywhere at any time. And it looks like there had to be a blown coverage for him to be that wide open.
39-yard strike. Take another look at it from Ubanak. Wide open was Randy Neitner. Yeah, coverage. Will Sanders, number 21, playing catch up there. So Neitner got past him. And it was an easy play for Ubanak. Neitner finished the job finding the end zone. The Eagles regained some of that confidence, some of that momentum they had for much of this football game. Point after is up and good by Austin Stevens. 9:38 to go in the fourth. Buckle up. We've got a great finish in store here at Cowboys Stadium. Touchdown Georgetown. 41-37 ball game.
High School Spotlight, Sundays and Mondays on Fox Sports Southwest.
UIL Texas State Football Championship is brought to you by State Farm. Visit texas.statefarm.com to score the ultimate VIP experience. By DQ, for the best tasting treats, eats, and drinks in Texas, DQ just tastes better. And by Ford. There's a reason why Ford is the best in Texas. Stop by your Ford dealer and drive one. Back live at Cowboys Stadium in Arlington. 9:38 to go, fourth quarter. What a ball game. 41-37 lead for Geyer. Let's check in with Angela Heyman now down on the sidelines. Angela?
Thanks, Randy. Well, just a quick update on Ellis Jefferson. You see him over my shoulder. I spoke to the trainer. They told me he just felt his left hamstring tighten up. He's going to be back in for this next offensive series. He does not want to miss any of this ball game. He's all right, guys. Back to you.
All right, Angela, thank you very much. They need Ellis Jefferson out there.
Yes, they definitely need that threat at the wide receiver spot. If anything, just to keep the Georgetown defense honest and not putting all their pressure, all their attention on Gerard Hurd.
Bobby Sanchez, DJ Breedlove back for Geyer. Neither one will get a look at that. Short kick around the 32. Breedlove jumps up and pounces on that one. Take a look at some of the recent plays here for Geyer. Of course, the pressure forcing the fumble, leading to Gerard Hurd to do his damage.
Yeah, and that's that bruising play coach was talking about. And you needed big plays on defense. And you see two huge defensive plays for Geyer, and that's why they're in the position that they're in now.
Jefferson on that last touchdown. He'll be fine, hopefully. Get on in there for John Walsh and the Wildcats. Gerard Hurd. He'll keep it. Out of bounds. Started his drive on the 32-yard line. Clock stops with 9:28 to go. You know, at this pace, we might be here 2 more hours.
We just might.
The way they're scoring right now. I mean,
it might become one of those games. Whoever has the ball last will end up being the winner. But at 41-37, it's been fun to watch. But as a defensive player, you have to tell yourself, okay, it's time for us to step up and get multiple stops. You don't want to have 1 or 2 big plays and allow the offense to score. You need multiple stops.
First and 10 now. They get it out to the 48-yard line. Nice pickup on that previous play by Hurd. Nothing going there. Georgetown. Right there to wrap up. DJ Breedlove. Garrett Nyman leading the way for the Eagles.
And credit the entire defensive line for Georgetown. Everybody played what we call assignment football. Protect your gap. And there wasn't one of those 4 guys that you see on the screen that were out of position. That's why there wasn't anywhere to run up the middle on that play.
Yeah, I love watching these defensive guys' helmets. They're all scuffed up. All the battle scars for the season. We don't want a clean helmet. Look at that. That means you've been doing your work all year. Take it out at 11. The 47. Hurd tripped up. Back to the line of scrimmage. Blair Mursky in on the stop there for Georgetown.
This is a big down for Georgetown because right now I would assume that Geyer is considering this punt territory, but you never know with this explosive offense. So if you get one more stop, you're getting the ball back in the hands of your great high school quarterback, Jake Hubernack. So this is a big down for the Georgetown defense.
Well, timeout is called. Yeah, Geyer called the timeout, so they'll be down to 2 for the rest of the football game. Still 3 for Georgetown. Timeout's vital down the stretch here. You got to use them wisely.
You have to use them wisely, and you have to really make sure that the players understand what the message you're trying to get across. When it's 3rd and 12 and your offense, Geyer calls the timeout, you have to make sure that you can execute the play that they're trying to put together.
Well, they talk it over. Take a look at today's schedule once again. Plenty of football ahead as the big crowd continues to fill up Cowboys Stadium. Thriller right now in the 4A Division I state championship. Next up, approximately 4:06 kickoff. Could be delayed a little bit, depending on how this one ends. Class 5A Division II state championship. It'll be the Longhorns from Cedar Hill and the Katy Tigers. And then the nightcap, Allen and Houston Lamar. 5A Division I title on the line. Inside of Cowboys Stadium. Thrilling finish in the final 8 minutes and 15 seconds. Georgetown's defense. They've been looking for a stop. On a 3rd and 12, they got one.
It looks like Geyer will bring in the punt team as you see the offense go off in an entire unit, not just one or two players being substituted, but an entire unit. So you do get the feeling that they are going to punt the ball, and that is a big stop for Georgetown's defense.
All right, Tanner Hunt back to kick for Geyer. Matt Sanchez back to receive. Hunt will kick it away. Sanchez fields it at the 12. Good coverage. Special teams by Geyer. Now Sanchez keeps running. He didn't think he went down, but the officials have marked him down at the 8.
That's the second
Sanchez
time.
taking, wait a minute, I didn't get a knee down.
That's the second time that's happened today where a ball carrier fell on a player, but not so much the ground, so they kept going thinking that they weren't down.
Take a look at it slow-mo here. Taylor with the stop. That right knee, you couldn't tell that from that angle. That's probably what the officials saw. Not sure if that touched or not. Let's take a closer look. Yeah.
It's tough to see.
That was close. That was close. All right, they'll start it on the 10-yard line. 41-37 lead for Geyer. Austin Weston. He's got running room. Left side, not for the first down. Brought down by Terrence Belton.
Jake Eubank, he's been doing everything we've expected him to do, but Austin Weston has also been a star on that offensive side, whether he's running the ball, receiving the ball. He's been all over the field today. 14 yards on that running play from Austin Weston. He's a little guy, but he finds a way, doesn't he? Yes, he does. Tyler Moody up the middle, just shy of the 30. He's brought down at the 28. Tackle made by Thomas Ferguson. Second and 6. Eubank complete to Ryan Bedford. Marcus Owens on the cover, number 30 for Geyer. Tell you what, Eubank's really been impressive, Indy. I mean, hearing his story from a year ago, you just never know how kids are going to respond. Right. From an ACL, he went down, but you got to be dedicated in that rehab. He certainly was. And what a year he has had. 46 touchdowns, 3,723 yards entering today's game. Geyer helmet comes flying off the head of Terrence Belton. He'll retrieve that. It's going to be an interesting spot. I guess they're not even bringing out the change. They're going to go ahead and call it a 4th down, so it's 4th and short. And Georgetown's going for it. Well, we'll see what they've got up their sleeve here. They're going to try to maybe draw them offside, you think? I was just about to say, and then if not, punt it. If I'm that middle linebacker, I'm yelling to my front forward, do not jump no matter what. If anything, you even want a late get off just to make sure you don't give them a cheap first down. That's what I would expect the linebacker to be telling the front forward. 2 of 3 on the afternoon. 4th and 1 from the 33-yard line. They'll call a timeout and talk this over. Little uncertainty there on the field, trying to get the communication from the sideline. Yeah, and when it's 4th down, you want to make sure everybody's on the same page, especially where they are on the field. If they don't pick up this first down, it's very good field position for Geyer. Jason Dean in his 4th year as head coach at Georgetown. As head coach, 8th overall. He was the offensive coordinator dating back to 2005. A great story. They're 6-4 last year, failed to make the playoffs. And if they could rally back and win a state title, they'll become the 3rd team in 3 years to have won a state title after missing the playoffs the previous season. So that tells you about how balanced things are in Texas high school football, that you see teams can pull that off and take that next step. Right, to not even make it to the playoffs, then even if they don't finish it off, not to make the playoffs, then go and play in the playoff state championship game. It lets you know about the dedication, and lets you know about the improvement that this team was a part of. 6-4, and now they're 15-0. That's a big difference. Well, that last game of last season kind of carried some momentum into the offseason and have run the table so far this year. All right, 4th and 1. They're going to stick with it. They need 1 yard. Tyler Moody takes the hit, and I think the Geyer defense made the big play here. Oh, good blitz call, good aggressive call by the defensive coordinator. They weren't going to sit back and find out what was going on. You see outside linebacker, no defensive end, Connor come down.
Connor Allen right there with the initial contact on Moody. Number 44.
44 comes down with a big hit and doesn't allow the momentum to go forward. Nice aggressive play by the entire defense for Geyer.
There's Connor Allen right there.
And you know what?
He's shaking up a little bit. He'll be okay.
I was going to say that even though he was shaking up, it feels a little bit better knowing that you stopped that first down. Look at him nod his head like, yes, I made a big play. I'm the man right now.
All right, Geyer gets it back on the 33-yard line, so Georgetown rolls the dice. Whitaker, he's got running room. He doesn't go down. Takes a hit near the 10-yard line. That's Brandon Boone knocking him out of bounds, but big yardage for Richard Whitaker.
How about the balance on this play as you get a chance to watch? I thought he was down 2 different times, and look how he protects his ball. He stays up twice. 2 hits that I thought were going to bring him down. He keeps his balance and picks up the extra yards.
23 yards on that running play from Whitaker. The Eagles defense. After the offense failed to convert, Geyer knocking on the door here. Up 4, looking for more. Gerard Hearn. Hearn will keep again. Near the 5-yard line, just shy of that. We'll mark it at the, let's mark it at the 7 on that. Second down coming up now. Under 6 minutes to go here in Arlington.
I know I sound like a broken record, but when you talk about what's being said on the defensive side, when you're looking at the Georgetown defensive players, they're telling each other, hey, let's keep him out the end zone. Let's keep him out the end zone, because if we get the ball back in Jake Hubenak's hands, anything can happen. So that is the battle cry. And obviously for Geyer, it's like, hey, let's get into that blue where it says Cowboys with the star so we can put up 6 more points on these guys.
Second and goal from the 7 for the Wildcats. Hurd gets it outside at the 5. He's in for the touchdown.
He makes difficult runs seem easy. That is not easy to get to the sideline, to keep your balance, to stay in bounds and get to that pylon because of his balance, his speed, and his strength with the stiff arm. That's what makes this play happen. Watch the stiff arm. Then the speed and the balance to stay in bounds. He makes difficult plays look very simple.
Well, verbal commitment to the University of Texas. The kid's only a junior.
Schools will continue to call him, continue to send letters, and continue to court him, especially if they're watching the game you and I are watching right now.
John Walsh going to get him for another season. Well, the conversion attempt failed for Georgetown, and you give Geyer a chance, they're going to hurt you quite a bit, and they make him pay for it. All 4 of Hurd's touchdowns, rushing touchdowns, already in the second half. What a game he is having. Our 4th built-up player of the game. Is there any doubt it's Gerard Hurd here?
No, not at all. This guy has earned it, and he's done it with his arm and his legs and his toughness. Look how smooth he is.
Makes it look easy out there, doesn't it? Gerard Hurd, 6'2", pretty good frame. He can throw it, he can run it. He's shown that throughout the afternoon here today. He has put on a clinic. 7 of 12, 178 yards through the air, 2 touchdowns. And then how about that? 22 carries, 144 yards, 5 touchdowns. Just a routine day at the office. Huh?
7 touchdowns, whole home day for Mr. Gerard Hurd. But I'll tell you what, 11 points, 5 minutes left. I'm not sure this game is over, and we might have been a little bit premature. That's how exciting these state championship games are. You just don't know what's going to go on, especially when you have these offenses that we've been able to see today.
Now 48-37 now. At one point it was a 30-14 lead for Georgetown if you're just tuning in. So 34-7 scoring run by Geyer.
And credit the guy.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. Spot on the 30. First down.
Credit the guy, defense and defensive coaching staff. When you're able to go make the adjustments during halftime and not give up the points that you're giving up in the first half, it lets you know that the defensive coaches for Geyer understood what the problem was, and they were able to not only make the changes, but make sure that their players understood the changes that they were trying to make.
You're down 11, 5:16 to play. Critical series here for Georgetown. Ubanak looking for the deep ball. Austin Weston. Coverage by Tommy Sanchez. No flag down.
No flag, but in the second half, we've been saying this name a lot. Connor Allen. The reason that ball wasn't perfectly thrown because Ubanak was under pressure. Connor Allen has been putting pressure and sacking Ubanak all day. That's a defensive player from Geyer who said he doesn't want all the credit to go to the offense, and he stepped up big this second half for Denton Geyer.
Take it down now for the Eagles. Ubanak looking for Neitner. Around the midfield area. John Schlesy right there, ready to lay the hit if necessary. So 3rd down and 10 now for this Eagles offense. Clock stopped now with 5:03 to go. Need the conversion here for the Eagles. More pressure. Ubanak will tuck it and keep it. He's flipped over there at the 35-yard line by Terrence Belton. And pickup of 7, so still short of the first down. They're going to have to go for it here on 4th. And this could be huge for the Geyer defense here. A stop, and this one could be wrapped up. Nothing downfield. Ubanak still looking. Across the middle. Got a receiver. Neitner just overthrows him. Coverage by Sanchez.
Credit the Geyer defense, but credit the big guys up front. They didn't lose contain. We're all seeing exactly how athletic Ubanak can be and how he's picked up first downs with his legs. But look, as he tries to run, Connor Allen does a good job making sure he doesn't break containment, and he keeps him in the pocket and he forces him to throw the ball. And you see the reaction right there. He knows that that might have been his last high school throw.
Geyer will take over now. Timeout situation. Each team with 2 left. Geyer, will be in no rush at all.
None.
Keep it to the ground. Keep it in bounds. Force Georgetown to use their timeouts. They take over now on the 37-yard line. Breedlove spins. Keeps moving the legs inside the 20. Brought down at the 18-yard line.
And at the end of the play, this lets you know Breedlove really understands what's going on. You should always protect the ball, but watch how he emphasizes making sure he has 2 hands, 2 arms wrapped around that ball, because the last thing Geyer can have right now is a turnover or a fumble because you're not protecting the ball. This is a heads-up play, and it lets you know that this young man understands exactly what's important on this drive.
He turned into a short gain. A couple of nice spin moves into an 18-yard pickup. First and 10 from the 19. Gerard Hurd brought down. Trey Hicks. Also on the stop, Jace Lacaille. 3:30 left and counting here, 4th quarter. Using every second of the play clock here, taking their time. Still 18 and counting on the play clock, so they'll use everything they can get here.
Ooh. That's on the offense.
Yeah, false start. Flags are down. They'll push it back 5.
before the snap. False start. On the offense, 5 yards, second down.
Second down at 7 now. Actually, second down at 12. We'll push it back to the 21. What a display by this Geyer offense. Rod Hurd will keep it. Down he goes. Brought down by Brandon Boone, along with a little help from Blair Mursky. Now timeout called, so the clock stops with 2:32 to play.
I believe that brings them down to only 1 timeout left, so it forces them to use a timeout.
Have timeout.
Geyer still has 2 if
that's
needed.
their second charge, timeout.
Take a look at our DQ big play of the game here. A couple of them. Here's Juvenak. In trouble, takes the big hit there. From Connor Allen, led to the fumble.
About time you give credit to the defense. You know, with all these explosive offensive plays, I'm glad, Randy, that you're going to acknowledge the defensive play for the big play.
Hey, you know what? That got delivered. Connor Allen's made several big plays.
Several. We've been calling his name a lot, especially in the second half.
Yeah, shaking up a couple of times, too. Just keeps coming out, making plays for this Geyer defense. So Georgetown's got 1 timeout left. Geyer has 2. They don't really need them. And off there. Blair Mursky with the stop. Adam Scott with the carry. He's a sophomore for Denton Geyer. 4th and 14 straight ahead now for the Wildcats.
Now, depending on how much faith Geyer has.
They've taken their last time out here.
That's their 3rd and final timeout.
So depending on how much faith Geyer has in their kicker, where they are on the field, I would not be surprised if they try to run another offensive play.
Take a look at the schedule again for today. This one about to wrap up. Geyer leading Georgetown. Right after this game, we'll take it back to the studio. Rick Renner and company will roll through some highlights, review this one, look ahead. Next game, 5A Division II, will be at 4 o'clock, 4:06 kickoff scheduled. Cedar Hill and Katy. 5A Division I, the nightcap, Allen and Houston Lamar. Lamar in the state title game, first HISD team to be in the state title, play for a championship since 1985. It has been a while. Lamar Redskins representing the greater Houston area. So far, 47 first downs in this game, indeed. 958 yards of total offense between Geyer and Georgetown. As advertised.
Like we said, they would go off and run another offensive play, which they've done unsuccessful, so Georgetown would get a chance to answer.
They'll get it back with 2:13 to play.
0 timeouts.
And in desperate need of a quick strike. I feel they'll be working the sidelines a little bit. Juvenak, Ryan Bedford, Randy Neitner, Austin Weston, his top targets today. There's Gerard Hurd. What a game he has had. His career far from over. Only a junior. Another year here at Geyer. 1st and 10 for Juvenak. Pass is caught. That's Randy Neitner out near the 42-yard line.
And keep an eye on Connor Allen and the rest of the defensive linemen for Denton Geyer. This is what you love. This is what you dream about, to be in a situation where you know it's pass and you get to lay your ears back and just go after that quarterback.
Flag down. Like maybe offsides on Geyer. We'll see if that holds up. Pass is called by Neitner again. I think it's offsides on Geyer.
Yeah, I think they were a little too excited about getting after the quarterback.
Offside on the defense. It's declined. Result of the play, first down.
Minute 58 to go. Into Geyer territory now from the 46-yard line. That timeout, Geyer will take one of the 2 remaining they have. So they're down to 1. Well, you see these officials that take part in these state title games. Indeed, this is a crew, I believe, from the Abilene chapter. Houston chapter called a game yesterday. Dallas, Austin area, they've all shared the duties and responsibilities. Big honor to be a part of state championship games.
It's an honor to be calling the game right up here with you, so I know it's an honor for the referees to be able to call one of the, if not the most important games of these kids' lives. So yes, it's just an honor all the way around.
Yeah, it's an Abilene crew, big country region.
So they're keeping the crews neutral, huh? No Dallas area crews, no Austin area crews calling this game. And they've done a good job. I mean, it's easy to sit up here and say this call was bad, that call was bad. What are those young kids up to? Is that chalk from the chalkboard?
Somebody's got a mess to clean up over there. First and 10 for the 46. Pass is intercepted by Terrence Belton of Geyer with minute 49 to play. Take a look at it again. Ubinak going across the middle. Intended receiver was Austin Weston, but what a play by Terrence Belton.
What a play. He becomes a wide receiver in that instance, and he does a good job making sure that ball doesn't hit the turf. This defense has really stepped up in the second half. And look at the students loving it for Geyer. What do you think the talcum powder signifies?
There's a story behind that.
I'm sure there is.
All right, victory formation for Geyer. Minute 49 away. No timeouts for Georgetown. What a season it has been for the Eagles, though.
It's just fun to watch the guys on the sideline, how emotional they get. All the time, the work, the effort they put in, and when you see the coaches and the players hugging, they started the season 0-2. You know, to come back from being 0-2 to eventually winning the state title, it just goes to show that they never lost confidence in themselves, and they learned. They learned from the losses.
Well, you talk about the schedule. Indeed, their first ball game of the season came against Cedar Hill, which will play for the Katy for the 5A Division II title. They lost big, 54-28. Week 2, Colleyville Heritage. They lose 54-38. Game 1, I should say 54-28. And then it was the light bulb came on for this football team. Marcus, Hazel, Denton, Northwest Nelson, Lake Dallas, Wichita Falls Ryder, Wichita Falls High, White Settlement, Warwick Brewer, 62-8. Then it's playoff time. Wins over Saginaw, Aledo, very good team.
Yes.
Amarillo, Birdville, and John Tyler last week. John Walsh and the Wildcats of Denton Geyer. 15 seconds away. It's over. They're going to be your 2012 4A Division I state champions.
It's just a joy to watch, and you see the adulation, you see the players, the coaches, and like you said, it means so much to the communities. It brings everybody together. I don't care what your political belief, I don't care what your religious belief. In Texas high school football, it's all about the high school football team right about now, and it just brings all walks of life together to celebrate. Congratulations to Denton as you see the Georgetown players crying and getting emotional. As you do when you get this close, you can taste it, you can feel it, and to fall short, trust me, I've been on that end. I lost a state game in 1991 to Odessa Permian, and it still bothers me today. It was almost 20 years ago. It was 20 years ago.
I remember most plays from that game,
and I remember the plays that I made, the plays that I should have made. So I know what these players are going through, and it's a great feeling for the winners and a tough feeling. But Ubinak, he needs to keep his head up because he had a tremendous high school career.
Second time in 3 seasons that Geyer has advanced to the state title. That's a big-time tradition that has been built for this Wildcat program. You see the leader right there, Gerard Hurd. What a day he had. He's only a junior.
Awesome day, and it was great to hear the story that when he was in the 6th grade, he was a ball boy for this team, and he learned and understood what it meant to lead Denton Geyer at an early age. And you could just see when he's on the field, even when he's off the field, he represents Denton Geyer, and he's doing it in an admirable fashion. He's remarkable. In the University of Texas, he has that verbal commit. They've landed a big one if he continues and honors that commit after next year.
You know, a lot of the recruiters will be after him. He's got a good frame. He's, what, 6'2"?
Yes, 6'2", tough,
dual
strong
threat.
Yes.
Both sides shaking hands, congratulating each other. A lot of respect on that football field. And
yes.
Of course, they made it all the way to the state title game. Let's check it out with Angela Hammond. Angela?
Thanks, Randy. Well, I am with one of the men of the hour, Connor Allen. Connor, you make that huge stop on 4th down with about 6 minutes to go in the game. What was going through your mind? Did it work perfectly as planned?
I knew what I had to do. I knew the stunt, and I knew I had to just go in there and stick it in there and make something happen. Hopefully make something happen.
Connor, you had an outstanding game the entire game. I mean, we were talking about you the whole time, big defensive plays. Tell me what you must be feeling right now bringing the state championship back to Denton Geyer.
Yeah, best feeling I've ever felt. So much work and effort into this program, 4 years, you know, and it's my first year in this position. I've come such a long way, you know, and the rest, all of us, we've all come so far, you know. It's good to win it. It's good to bring it in.
You certainly have come a long way if this is your first year in this position. Congratulations on the win, Connor.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, guys. Oh, wait, I think we're going to get Gerard. Hey, Gerard, here we go. Hey, Gerard, congratulations. Gerard, you had 5 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns in the game, 7 touchdowns, but it was an all-around team effort today, wasn't it?
Definitely. The defense stepped up. We couldn't ask more about the defense. You know, it was critical times where we didn't score and get the ball in the end zone, so we relied on our defense, and they really stepped up.
They did step up. We were just talking to Connor. He made that big 4th down stop. Tell me how you're feeling bringing this championship back to Denton Geyer, first one ever.
Oh, man, it's a great feeling. You know, we're gonna be celebrating this whole weekend, this whole break, so it's a great feeling.
And you're back next year. You think maybe a repeat?
Yes, hopefully, yeah. That's what we're thinking. You know, we got a lot of juniors, so we should get a repeat.
Well, Gerard, I'll let you celebrate this one. Hopefully we'll see you next year. Congratulations. Back to you, Randy.
All right, Angela, thank you very much. What a day for Gerard Hurd and the Wildcats from Geyer. Congratulations. Job well done on a 4A Division I state championship. Busy start to the day here at Cowboys Stadium. 4A D1 crowd is delivered. Great season, though, turned in by Georgetown as they finished 15-1. Our final score once again, 48-37. Geyer is a winner over Georgetown to win the championship. Coming up next, our nonstop UIL championship coverage continues on 4 Championship Live. That is Cedar Hill and Katy in 5A D2, Allen, Lamar, 5A D1. For Indy Kalu, Angela Heyman, and Ahmad Brooks, I'm Randy McAvoy saying so long from Cowboys Stadium.